just to give you a quick overview or a general overview about Juice Plus, some of the things that I do as in the product team, and some of the values we have as an organization, and some of the key fundamentals that we think about and work on when we're thinking about developing our products, which really forms the heartland of everything we do. When we think of any product you might touch or experience or have or use, we'll have some of the fundamentals that we think about as a product team. So it's an overarching vision that we have within the product team and think about from a Juice Plus perspective. So I started at Juice Plus in 2018 as Product Innovation Director, and I work in the London office, but the role is global. So I work very closely to the team in Memphis and very closely with lots of other team members across product and development. My background, as you heard earlier, is in science. So I have a PhD in biochemistry and spent a number of years doing lots of research in that space. I have about 15 to 20 years worth of product development experience and innovation background, and I've worked across personal care, developing skincare products through to foods and through to pharmaceuticals. So a really broad spectrum experience across product development and innovation and R&D, and really getting products out into market, developing the idea, translating that and bringing it to market. I suppose the question for me, and the question maybe, is that what brought me to Juice Plus? What made me join the organization? And ultimately, two big things. First of all, the energy within the organization. When I spoke to some of the corporate leaders in our company, Simon and Paul and Sean and Paula, those guys really have a real passion for doing the right thing, a real passion for getting products out there, supporting the partners, supporting our customers. And the other thing was actually the mission. The mission of the Juice Plus company is to inspire healthy living around the world. And for me, it really resonated well with me, because both from a personal perspective, I'm engaged in my own health and wellness, but also trying to do that globally is a really, gives me the motivation and the passion to get up and do the right thing. As I mentioned, one of the things, the team that I work in is the product development team, and we equally have a mission and a vision. And I think it's important to bear in mind, of course, we've got a range of products, but within that range of products, we try to think about what we as a product team are trying to do. And clearly, one of the most important things is to ensure that as Juice Plus company, we remain the world's leader in whole food nutrition. So it's a really important thing we think about when we think about our products and how we develop them. And our vision is that no other company or product now or in the future has more efficacy, better quality, or more support than Juice Plus. And ultimately what that means is we're working every day, continually working on the products that you already have and continuing to monitor them, test the quality, test the efficacy, and ensure that we're constantly supporting you out there in the field and making sure the products do what we really think they should be doing. When we think about delivering on that mission and that vision, there are a couple of things that I describe, or there are a few things that are core competencies. And what I mean by the core competencies is there are things that we need to be able to do as a product development team in order to deliver on our product ambition. And I'll run through a list of these and pick a few examples that are a couple of my favorites. Imagining, growing, sourcing, manufacturing, certifying, researching, supporting, and analyzing. So some of those are just headlines of the things that we do within the product development team. One of my favorites is imagining, and essentially what we do when we think about imagining is think about the future of our company, think about the future of our products. What does that product look like? What does that product taste like? What does that product got to do? What are the trends out there in the market that we need to be aware of, and which are the trends that are real, which are those trends that are not so real? How do we translate that into the products that you guys will see and experience and enjoy? So for me, imagining is one of my favorites. Another one I'll pick out is manufacturing. So obviously we've got a number of key manufacturing partners, and I describe them as partners, but really we've got massively long-term relationships with those people, with those people in the organization. So they're almost family. We've had 20-year plus relationships with some of our manufacturing partners, and what that means really is that they are as closely aligned to Juice Plus as can be. They truly understand our values. They truly understand the fact that we are trying to be a company that a leader in whole food nutrition. So they're really engaged in what we do and how we do it. And a couple of other ones, researching and supporting. Researching is a really important one, because when we produce a product and when we develop a product, when we put it out into market, we're constantly researching it to make sure that from a clinical perspective, it works, it does what we think it's going to do, it's proven. We make sure that the science is there, we make sure the science is robust, we make sure the technology is there. And those things give us ultimate confidence that we're doing the right thing and our products have incredible functionality. Supporting is another one that I think is really important. Supporting you guys in doing the role that you have, building your customer base, driving your business is really important. And supporting the products in the right way in terms of how we talk about them and what we do is a really important competency from my perspective. So just a light touch overview there, really, in terms of some of the things that we do in the organization. When we think about that mission, there are some fundamental guiding principles of the product. So when you think about the product, there are some things that are absolutely critical that we will always stick to and ask ourselves the question: does it meet our philosophy, and does it meet our philosophy in this way? And therefore, are we doing the right thing? So we're really mission driven, and really going back to that ultimate global mission. So Juice Plus offerings will always be about long-term health contribution, and we aspire to have lifetime customers. What we mean by that is there are lots of products out there that are potentially very trend-based, and there's nothing wrong with that necessarily, but we know that the translation of trends into reality, into real science, takes a long time. So we make sure that the products that we have long-term health contribution, and that they are robust in what they do, and they're proven. A critical one also is that Juice Plus products are whole food and minimally processed as possible and as natural as possible. And a good example of thinking of bringing that to life is really you could potentially take a synthetic isolated ingredient, a very extracted, highly processed single ingredient, or you could take the whole apple, which contains a mix of minerals, vitamins, polyphenols, antioxidants. And what we aim to do is make sure we stay as close to that whole food apple as possible, which means you get the mix of everything that's in there. It's I suppose what we describe as the orchestra effect. There is each component plays a role in nutrition, and we believe by having it all there is much more effective than having a single isolated ingredient. We evaluate platforms and offerings by mission fit, customer fit. To work, does it fit our mission? Is it going to work when you think about it from a partner perspective? There are lots of things that we try to work on and think about. We develop offerings for our customers that will ensure sustainable business. So really for you, making sure that you understand how our products work and that it's going to help you develop and build your business as you grow. All our benefits are proven by science. It's a fundamental when we think about how we think about our product and what we do and what we develop. And of course, you know that we've got lots of clinical research. We're constantly looking at how we can prove our products to be clinically effective. We've got a narrow product line, which means we can optimize and make sure that the story is simple but effective, so that the story you're creating and how you bring customers in and partners in is really clear and really succinct, and that the journey that the customer can go on is very easy. All our products are global generally, but we allow for regional rollout. And I think if I remember correctly, a lot of you guys are obviously from Europe. So a good example of the global and the regional differences are that our complete product has in Europe, we have a soup and a booster product. And there are some subtle differences obviously between the global complete and our regional complete. European complete is a meal replacement. And then finally, our Juice Plus products and services stand for quality. We strive for world-class products, building in quality and ensuring that we're always delivering what we think is true to our values and going from there. So when you take some of those principles and you take some of those key sort of things that we think about when we're thinking about product development, there are some fundamentals that you might recall and you might want to jot down and go, hey, Juice Plus products are always whole food based. Yeah, our products and ingredients are always striving to be whole food based. Juice Plus products and ingredients are always vegetarian, and we're always non-GMO. Juice Plus products are also low glycemic, and what that means ultimately is you don't get the highs and lows in terms of sugar peaks, and that enables you to have a much more balanced response to the products that you consume. Juice Plus products and ingredients are low processed, and I've touched upon that already. So you maintain that nutrient density and you've got stability. And as you know, as you'd expect, they're free from harmful contaminants. And one thing that's worthwhile reiterating is obviously we constantly test. Not only we test before we launch products and we develop products, we test when we're in market and we look at them and we make sure that we're still delivering on what we say we're going to do. So the three big things. Juice Plus has long-term health benefits because that's the way we design and develop our products. We have a narrow focused product line that enables you to understand our products really well in depth and also make the customer and partner journey very effective. And we're whole food, plant-based, minimally processed products. One of the things that translates into is obviously the range of products. So you've seen this range of products. We've got capsules in there. We've got the fruit, veg, the berry capsules and the omega blend. We've got the chewable products. We've got the shake mix. We've got the bars, soup, booster, uplift. And we believe what we've got here is the most clinically researched brand name nutrition product available. We've spent a number of years, you know, that some of the products have had a 25-year longevity. So really, you know, a massive amount of time in market and lots of research behind that. When we think about this range and we think about adding to it, one of the things we do is ask ourselves, how do we develop the next generation of products? And what you have here is probably what looks like a complicated slide, and I've tried to make it simple, but actually the product development process is pretty complicated. And so I don't necessarily want you to focus on all the details here, but what I'll talk you through is just a few key touch points, which I think are important when we think about product development. And the first one is ideation. Where do product ideas come from? I mean, ultimately, they can come from anywhere. They can come from you and thoughts and ideas that you have. And when you're talking to your customers, the products that you might be interested in taking, they come from our partners, essentially. They can come from our manufacturing partners. When we work with our farmers, when we work with our manufacturing partners, there may be technologies and ideas that come through from them. There may be ideas and new ingredients that are created. So all of those ideas are, you know, I like to think there's no such thing as a bad idea. It's just we need to work them up and develop them in the right way. So all those ideas help contribute to what we think about when we're thinking about developing the next product. Then internally, we have what we describe as a strategy council, was really to ask ourselves, does this idea fit? A little bit to the earlier slides that I was showing around our mission fit, our product guiding principles. Does it really fit? And can we translate that into an initial development? So that going from ideation stage to this initial, the next light bulb, could take anything from 6 months to longer, because we're really diving deep into understanding, does this fit from a customer perspective? Does this fit from a partner perspective? Can we really do this effectively and still stay true to our values? That can then get translated into an initial formulation, which basically means we set out what is going to be incorporated into the product. What are the ingredients? What levels are we going to include in there? And does it all fit together? Does it all work as one piece? There's a really important stage in terms of that initial development and translation. We then carry out lots of testing. So again, as I say, a very simple slide, but this phase, getting to formulation development, initial testing, could be anything up to a year or even longer. Critical is testing and making sure we're building that product in the right way. And then again, we go through a number of additional tests and reviews. So we work with lots of teams. So the product development team works with the regulatory team, who play a critical role in making sure that we're doing everything is legal, everything is above board, every market is reviewed and analyzed to ensure that what we're doing works in Spain, through to Italy, through to UK, through to the US, through to Canada. All those tests and reviews take place. We then make sure that the product is stable, and essentially what that means is, does it work when we're out in the market? You know, it's all very well creating cooking in the kitchen, but does it work when you're cooking when you're catering for thousands and thousands of people? Does it really work at that level? And then we work with our manufacturing partners to make sure that when we build that out, it really works effectively. So lots of things happen in that product development cycle before we get to a finished product and a packaging prototype. And again, that's one of the key milestones as we go from ideation into developing that finished product, and we've got it in our hands and we're saying, hey, how does it really still look as amazing as we first thought it did? And that's a really exciting place because you've finally got a product in your hands that looks real and it's much more tangible. We then go through country registrations, making sure we can launch it in the markets that you're relevant. And then we go through a whole load of additional testing, approval. And critically, we also go through external testing. So it's not just internally in Juice Plus, we're saying, hey, we've tested our products, we know they're good. We're actually sending our products off to third-party independent labs that test our products and really look for, you're saying it's going to do this. Does it really have the quality standard that you expect? And can we test it externally through a third party that has no real affiliation with Juice Plus whatsoever? So they're really just testing it purely randomly. So we do lots of that testing. And of course, clinical testing is it's a massive area of science. It's a massive area of research, and you could spend the next 2 hours discussing it, but I won't. And so what I'll say is we go through lots of review into understanding how we develop a clinical study and what that study looks like and what the outputs we expect, and then we carry out those studies again with a third party, and we prove out that the products that we've developed are really effective, efficient, and really deliver on what we want them to do. So really a complicated process, doesn't need to be, but we're really doing, the purpose of the slide is to show that we're doing a lot of due diligence. It's a long process, but one that ensures that we have the right product that meets both the partner needs and the safety and the quality standards that we have as part of our fundamental guiding principles. So key take homes, I think I covered quite a lot in there, and I think that there's a couple of big things that I think it would be good to land with you guys. Juice Plus has very specific requirements for all its products and ingredients, and that's driven through our guiding principles of products and services. So we always stay true to that. Juice Plus is committed to safety first, quality always, and clinical efficacy. So as I said, we clinically test and look at our products in market and make sure that they work, they're safe, and of course that they really deliver on what we think they will do. Juice Plus has third-party testing to double, triple check what we say and what we do is true. And again, that's external testing. So an example might be, Informed Choice or Fresenius, where we are sending our products off to them and getting them to test all the things that we've tested, but as an independent party. And finally, Juice Plus has no harmful contaminants ever. And we double, triple check that our products are effective and that all our ingredients are still true to our value. So hopefully I've given you, I think that was my last slide. Yeah. Hopefully I've given you an overview of what the product development team does. Some of our key guiding principles when we think about product that's true to the products we have today, as well as products that we build in the future. And an example of what it takes to go through a product development cycle and how we go from idea into something that you might then have in your hands that you'll be taking hopefully and enjoying, but also bringing new customers and new partners on board as well. So I'll stop there and yeah, happy to, but yeah.
Hitesh, thank you so much. That was totally invaluable. I just feel even more excited about taking my products now every day after that. You've just totally reinforced how all the quality that goes into it and everything. So thank you so much. And please guys, please pop in the chat your takeaways from what you heard from Hitesh this morning. Thank you very much. So I am now going to hand over to our lovely Millie, and she's going to introduce our next guest. Thanks, Millie.
Hi, Paula. Thanks so much. Hi, everybody. Happy Saturday to you all. It's so fab to be here. And what a great way to start the training with absolutely incredible and faultless just information. We are so lucky to be a part of, an incredible product that has all that quality, all that, research behind it. What an incredible product and business that we have. Like, it's so exciting. Great. So yeah, my name is Millie. I'm an executive marketing director, and I'm going to be co-host today. So our next guest speaker is Michelle Tao. I've watched this girl go from strength to strength in this business. She's absolutely phenomenal. So get your pens ready. So Michelle joined the Juice Plus company in 2014 after her husband got made redundant. She's an executive marketing director, Club 100, and a mum of one. fun. She built her business up alongside working full-time, but after 14 years in her corporate career, she finally resigned in August 2020 to concentrate on building her business full-time. So Michelle, if you're there, if you'd like to unmute yourself.
Hello everyone.
Lovely.
Good morning.
Morning, hun. So take it away. Yeah.
Thank you very much. I have put a little presentation together just so that you can, it's easier, I think, just to take some key points whilst I'm sort of talking. So thank you so much, as always, for allowing me to speak this morning. Yeah, as Millie said, get your pens and papers out. This is something that I'm really, really passionate about, because for me, when I joined the business, I actually joined the business and ordered the products on the same day. Can everyone see that as well, just to check? Yeah. Perfect. So I actually was very impulsive, but for me, my strength and something that I've always absolutely loved doing is building that rapport with a customer, having customers, and then eventually, hopefully, turning them into team members. So for me, I always sort of say a customer is for life, not just for the 4 months. You want to really make sure that you are nurturing, looking after your customers, adding value, including them into your community. So this is something that I've really, really worked on. And I really like to build up those relationships with my customers. And I do that by being myself, being relatable, having fun, and making sure that I'm showing up every single day. So people are going to be looking, even if you don't get those likes and those comments, which a lot of people get really bogged down with, like, no one's liking my things, no one's liking my stuff. I can promise you, I don't get many likes on my posts. But what I do get is a lot of people come back to me. And when you've been doing the business sort of as long as I have, a lot of people, I think, when they first start, they don't give it enough time. And at the end of the day, why are you putting a time frame on it? If you went to a job, you wouldn't just be like, well, I'm going to go there for 3 months and then I'm going to leave. So what you want to be doing is you want to really be growing your business. And by doing that and being authentic and being yourself, people are going to be watching you every single day, whether you think they are or not. So make sure that you're showing up, as I said, make sure that you're being consistent. This is a massive thing for me. And again, I always have said that if I was going to join someone or purchase something, I would want to watch them for maybe a little bit. I didn't, I was impulsive, but some people really want to watch. Some people really want to see what you're doing, and some people want to see that you are consistent. Now, I certainly wouldn't be joining now, knowing what I do know, if I saw somebody put a post up on a Monday and disappear for 5 days. That's not going to work. That's, at the end of the day, if you've got a problem, if you need help with the plan, if you're a customer and you're struggling, or you want that encouragement, then you need to be going to somebody, A, that you know, like, and trust, and B, that you can trust that they're going to be there to answer your questions and look after you. So as I said, we do this by having fun. So we've got a customer group, we add value into that, we run offers. We did a really cool thing actually for Pancake Day, where we all put our pancakes in. So I got all the customers to get involved with that. And I asked Mila, my daughter, to judge the best one. And we just have fun with it. We just have fun in our group. And at the end of the day, all of these customers in that group are seeing that. So once you've done that, and once you've got your customers, as I said, that's the hard part. Getting a customer is the hard part done. Once you've got them, you then want to keep them. So by doing all of this, having fun, making them feel part of that community, they are more likely to refer and recommend you. And that's when I'm sort of going to go on to my next step. Well, my slide's not working, so bear with me 1 minute. Thank you. Shanton's here, just in the background helping.
I'm like
me.
the cable guy, just pops up every now and again to help.
So once you've got your customers, the key signs to look for, and what I look for, now it doesn't have to be all of these, it could just be a couple of these that they're doing, is they're showing up in your customer group, they're showing a love for the products, they're posting, they're interacting, they're sharing their results, they're referring and recommending you to other people. Okay, they're keeping in contact with you. So I have a broadcast list, which I do. I've spoken about this before on the call. So if you haven't got one, I highly recommend it. So you can put all of your customers into a broadcast list on WhatsApp. And what you can do is you can send out recipes, you can send out motivational quotes, whatever it is that you want, but it's not a group. So basically, although to you it is a group, it goes to them individually. So when they reply to you, you are getting that message just from them. So then you can make that more, tailor it more to be more personal to them. So I always write notes down about my customers. If someone says to me, if Rachel says to me, oh, Michelle, I'm looking to lose a little little bit of weight, I've got my son's wedding coming up, I would note that, so that I'm really going on a personal level with my customers, so that when they come back to me and I have that conversation, or if I'm doing my check-ins with them, I can go back to them and say, how's everything going with the wedding prep? And you're just putting a little bit more of a personal touch onto it. So if your customers are doing this, they're active in the support group, they're reordering their products, this is then when I would say to them, look, you are actually doing all of the attributes that I'm doing, except I'm actually doing this and getting paid. I think a lot of people think that this is a sales job, and I've never ever looked at it like that. I am literally just sharing my journey, sharing the products, showing up every single day, and literally just sharing the lifestyle. So I have done sales. I was absolutely awful. I lasted a year and then got signed off with anxiety and depression. So that was not the job for me. So I can assure you, if I've been doing this now nearly coming up 7 years, they are miles apart in my eyes. So I don't ever see it as we are sharing the products. So offer the opportunity to them, okay? Now, another way that you can do this, and how I do it as well, is I actually offer the opportunity right at the get-go. So when I'm having a conversation with my customers at the beginning, or potential customers, we should say, I plant that seed from day one. Now, I do this quite subtly, but what I want my potential customer to know is that there is a business opportunity linked. Because some people, like myself, are really impulsive and are like, actually, that sounds really good. Also, you can't prejudge somebody. You do not know whether or not you, by saying that to them, is like, actually, that is the golden ticket that I want. I need this in my life right now. And for other people, it may be, actually, I'm really not interested at the moment. I'm going to see how I get on with the products, but thanks for the offer. Or it might just be, no, I'm not interested. But you've got absolutely nothing to lose by planting that seed from day one. So I literally just mention it. Another really good tip with this as well. So this is where it gets a little bit more, it's not complicated, but you might want to sort of take some notes. I'm going to use a total transformation plan just for my example. So say, for example, I've got somebody called Amy. We're chatting, we're talking about the products. I've asked her what her goals are. I've got to really know her on a personal level. I've then mentioned that we do have a business opportunity linked to it. Amy's interested in the shakes, the boosters, and the premium capsules. What I would then do is I would say to Amy, just so you know, there is a business opportunity linked to this. And the reason that I'm mentioning this to you is because if you are ordering your own products, did you know not only are you going to get more than half of your points towards your first promotion, you're also going to nearly get your sign-up fee back as well. So those products, I'm just using this one as an example, you would actually earn £45.60 back. So you've pretty much got your sign-up fee back. You've also got, as I say, halfway to your promotion. So for me, I find, I don't know about anybody else on the call, when I joined, I could only afford to do the shakes because Shannon had been made redundant, as Millie said, and we didn't have a lot of money. But I then only really ever sold the shakes because that's all I knew. So if somebody is interested in other products, they are more likely to talk to their friends, to their family, to their co-workers, whoever it may be, about the plan and the products that they are on. So they only actually need one more person to do the same plan as them, which most friends, like if I'd said to my friend, oh my God, Nat, look what I'm doing, this is amazing, like I've ordered this, she was like, I just want what you want. And if you get that one person to order the same plan as you, you've already hit your first promotion. So Amy has already hit her first promotion, got her £80 bonus, and is well on her way to sort of seeing how incredible this opportunity is. And also she's got a love for the products as well. She's going to be sharing them, she's going to be showing up, and she's going to be documenting her journey. So that's just something that I wanted to cover, because I think that's a lot of people I think don't do it. And I think for me, it was probably something that when I first started, I possibly didn't do because I wasn't educated enough. And I think you just need to do these things to get better. So if you don't do them, you're never going to know. So you just have to practice until you get better with it. And what's the worst that can happen? You're offering the opportunity. If they say no, you've still offered it, and you never know, they could say yes. So another way that I do it as well is I invite my customers, if they're interested, when I mention the business opportunity, to an opportunity call. I invite them to watch a video as well that I've got. So if you haven't got a video, then use the tools that you have available to you. And I'd also match them with somebody that is like them in the business. There's absolutely no point in me matching a stay-at-home mum with somebody that is working full-time in an office. So try and find somebody that is going to be relatable to them, so that you can authentically share the opportunity with somebody that is doing the same thing that they are doing. Voice notes work really, really well. Three-way chats work really, really well. And then continue to build your relationship. So if they say no to the business opportunity, that doesn't mean you're just going to sack them off, because they're still a customer. You still want to love them. You still want to add value. You still want to show up with them every single day. Because if they're referring and recommending the products, even if they don't join, you don't know that their friend's friend that orders the products isn't going to join your team one day and become a PMD or become an SSC in your business, or have a connection with somebody else. So you just want to make sure that you're using and utilizing every single opportunity to refer the business and the opportunity to people. Okay, so the key, as we know, is in the follow-up. This is absolutely crucial. So I always say, think about yourself. So did you join straight away? Yes, I did join straight away. I knew nothing about the business. I knew nothing about the products, and I joined them very impulsive. There will be some people on this call that definitely didn't do that, that they took a little bit more time. So as I said at the beginning, make sure that you are showing up every day. So those people that are watching can see that you are consistent and that you are treating it like a business. You're not just doing it as a hobby. Some people do this business as a hobby. It depends what you want to do. But for me, I think for anybody to see that I'm authentically treating this like a business, and they know now that I do this full time, you need to be showing up every single day. And those people that are sat there watching are going to be the ones that need that little bit more of convincing, and they're going to be watching and looking for you. As I said as well, really, really important with your customers, make sure that you're staying in contact with them. Okay, so just because it's not the right time for them now doesn't necessarily mean that it's not going to be the right time for them in a few months' time. And lastly, trust the process. Okay, so the process does take time. It takes time to perfect it. But as I said, if you stop after your first few attempts, you are never, ever going to get better at it. And this is something that I've definitely learned over the 7 years. I, by all admissions, was never the most confident. I will always say that. I never thought that I could literally ever do this. Like, I didn't even want to do team Zooms. So the fact that I've gone on to do this and that I've spoken on stage, you just get better with practice. And trust me, if I can do this, going from not wanting to get married and walk down the aisle, absolutely anybody can do this business. So just be yourself, have fun with it, and look after your customers.
Wow, that was absolutely amazing, Michelle. Thank you so much. Like, I took so many notes, and it's so true. Yeah, it's so true, isn't it? Like, you always recommend what you're taking. So it is so important to, as you go through the business, invest back into yourself, that commitment that you do make. So for me, I started on the capsules and I was desperate for the chewables, desperate for the shake. So as I got paid over the time, like, I bought more products, and then I was able to share more. So yeah, just some absolutely amazing tips. Do you have anybody that you want to bring on to share a story?
I do, yes. Yes, I do. So I would love to welcome Vicky Walters to the call today. Vicky, I'll let her tell her journey, but basically Vicky rejoined last year in lockdown, end of March. And on Friday, she received her biggest pay in the business. She reconfirmed SSC. So I would love to welcome Vicky to the call this morning.
Oh, thank you. Hi, everyone. Sorry, I do have a little person on my lap. We've had a very, very long night, so apologies, but she needs some snugs. So I'm Vicky. I'm a mum of 2 girls, and I'm also a full-time carer of my husband's grandma. She has dementia and lives with us now. My husband works nights, so I pretty much fly solo a lot. I get about a day a week of where I have a little bit of sanity. So yeah, like Michelle said, I got SSC and got that paycheck on Friday, which was absolutely amazing, and I'm definitely going for QNMD. I started 2013. I used the shakes because I was losing my baby weight from baby number 1, and it kind of got sold to me to join the business as well. So I did. Then my upline vanished. Something happened and I was a bit like, oh, okay. And then I kind of landed my dream job at the bakery. Baking's one of my favourite hobbies. I absolutely love it. And so I kind of just quit. It just wasn't the right time for me. And I met Michelle, started buying my capsules from her because, well, I love those. Fast forward to 2019, so still on capsules. I've maintained my weight loss, which was absolutely brilliant. I still follow the plan because I am gluten intolerant, and so it just really, really works for me. I had a very tough pregnancy with Holly. I lost my mum. I lost her twin brother, and it was just one of those times that you don't concentrate on yourself. You don't think about yourself, and time just kind of flew, really. And it got to early 2020, and I was living in leggings or pajama bottoms. like literally I would live in pajama bottoms because nothing was fitting, and I thought, oh, okay, this isn't baby weight. That was comfort eating and just not being healthy. I saw a picture of myself at my eldest daughter's 7th birthday party, and I said, who's that holding Holly? And my husband said, that's you. And you know, it was a light bulb moment where I just went, what? And I knew I was like bigger, but I didn't quite realise how bad I'd let myself go. My skin was terrible. I was really suffering fibromyalgia really badly, and I just thought, right, so Michelle, get me on these products again, love. I need them. And after a few chats, it was like, you know, what about the business? Let's try again. And I was like, I don't think I'll be good at it. I just don't know. And then she said, well, you know, lockdown's looming. Are you going to be able to work? And I was like, no. And I thought, oh, do you know what? I will. And to be honest, the main reason I joined was to hold myself accountable, because I was so unhappy and depressed. And I'm a very outgoing and happy person. So that year for me was just not me. And it was hard and horrible. And oh God, I'm getting a bit emotional. And I just wanted to feel like me again. And I wanted to remember my mum, and like in a good way, and not just be so sad all the time. And it was no life for my girls. I did nothing with them, and it was just horrible. So it was like, right, okay, let's do this. So 23rd of March 2020, that was it, day one. And I just learned from Michelle and Shanton and, you know, the other girls in the team. I was teachable. I did what they said. And I got to QSSC July. Yeah. But I'd also reconfirmed SC that month, so I had to do the next 3 months. And then our life kind of got switched upside down again with my husband's grandma moving in. And my business, I was always constant every day. I still did it. I still looked after my customers, and I still got the sales, but I didn't build the team like I should have. But do you know what? It is what it is. Life throws things at us. So January this year, I was like, right, let's do it. And I was 90-day game plan. Right, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to get SSC by March. And within about 2 weeks, I think me and Michelle had a conversation in January, and she went, just go for it. So I was like, all right, I will. And here we are. And honestly, the business, the money's great, obviously, don't get me wrong, but it's more than that. It's the family, it's the community. And I think, honestly, I don't know where I'd be without my uplines, my sidelines, my team, and my customers, to be honest. I absolutely love it. I've just rabbled on, sorry.
Oh no, that was absolutely amazing, Vicky. And it's so great to see you back and absolutely smashing it and just, yeah, really moving forward. So congratulations to all your success, and there's so much more to come for you. I know that. So yeah, congratulations. So I'm going to pass you back over to Paula now, everybody, to welcome the next speaker.
Thank you, Millie. Thank you, Vicky and Michelle. What incredible, incredible value we're getting this morning. And congratulations, Vicky. That's the most amazing story. And it just goes to show that no, but you just can't have excuses. So next we've got our lovely, lovely Julia Norton. Now, Julia is NMD, and she's going to be talking to us today about how to create a DMO that works for you. So let me just tell you a little bit about Julia before she takes over. So as Julia says, I've been self-employed in the fitness industry for 21 years. Before that, I was in corporate, and I have 5 children. I started in the business 7 years ago. I reached NMD in July 2020, having built a global business in around 12 countries around the world. So Julia, are you there? We're really excited to hear your creating your DMO.
I am here. Hi.
Thanks, Julia.
I'm just about to show you the most unprofessional PowerPoint presentation you've ever seen in your entire life. Because by Wednesday, I'd written so many notes. And then James said last night, oh, can you screen share? And I was like, screen share? Oh, right. So I just like threw together this PowerPoint. I haven't done one for about 6 years. So if I can just share my screen. Thank you for the intro. And thank you so much for inviting me to speak. Share screen. Let's see if I know how to do this. There we go. So creating a DMO that works for you. Please excuse any spelling mistakes. I couldn't even work out how to go back and edit it when I made mistakes. So if you're new in the business, and I'm sure there's going to be people in the business that are not, that have been in for a while, like Paula said, I've been in for 7 years. If you're brand new, you might not even have a DMO, and you might be wondering what a DMO is. It's a bit of a military term, actually. But a daily method of operation is what that stands for. So what is a DMO? Like I just said before, it means a daily method of operation. But if you was to look it up in a dictionary, it'll say daily schedule of certain tasks that you should do. The word is daily, not just every now and again, in your business to create growth and keep making more money. So what you don't want to do is a bit on Monday, forget Tuesday, a bit on Wednesday. Like, it really does have to be consistent. And some of my team and myself, we all started a new 90-day game plan on the 1st of April. So we did a Zoom call and we all tweaked our DMOs, because sometimes they need tweaking. You might have been using the same one for a long time and you might not be getting the results that you want. So it is good to tweak it every now and again. You don't want to be doing the same thing over and over and getting the same result that you're not happy with. If you are happy with it, that's great. But I knew that I needed to switch my game up a bit, and so did some of the team. It's been a bit of a strange big start to the year, hasn't it, with all COVID and everything that's going on. So what will a DMO help you do? It will help you stay focused. You'll get more done in less time. It will create consistency. It prevents overwhelm. It creates duplication. And if you don't have a DMO, you honestly feel like you don't have time to get everything done, but you honestly do. I have so many team members that work full-time, part-time, self-employed, with children, not children, pets, everything. But if they don't have a DMO, they come to me and say, oh, I haven't got time to do this. I haven't got time to do that. But it keeps you so organized. So it is important. But before creating your DMO, I'm going too fast, I'm a Paula. I'm not going too fast. So before you create your DMO, I want you to think, if you haven't done one already, think deep, like, what is your why? And we hear this a lot. But when you feel like giving up, like, you need to remember what your why is, because you are going to get days where you really don't feel like doing your DMO. And I'll tell you a bit later on about mine, what I've done, but I really didn't feel like doing it yesterday. My husband's come home, I haven't seen him for 7 weeks, and he came home and I thought, oh, I haven't finished my DMO. And I thought, no, I'm finishing it. Like, I'm going to finish it. Oh, actually, I just wanted to spend time with him, but I did it. So You just remember that why you got started, and create a vision. Like we say this all the time, don't we? We all changed our vision boards on the 1st of April. We all posted in a little group that I've created. We posted our DMOs. We're keeping ourselves accountable to each other. So think about what you want to achieve, what position you want, what income you want, pay line, body goals, and mindset. So when we was creating our DMOs, I said to the team, look, don't just think about the business. It's not just about the business. It is about the whole thing. So I said to them, like, let's think about business, body, and brain. So you really do need to consider all these 3 areas because they are interlinked. And I found this, especially through lockdown, being locked up at home on my own for 12 months. In my house, in my family, my job is the only one that's been affected. Everybody's kind of just carried on as normal. So I've had to really take a lot of this into consideration. Because if you don't look after your business, it will affect your brain, your mindset, which could have a knock-on effect to you not feeling motivated enough to get your exercise in. That does happen. If you don't look after your brain, it affects your business, which could affect how you treat your body. And if you don't look after your body, it will affect your mindset, your brain, which has a knock-on effect affecting your business. So they are all connected. So it might just be getting 10,000 steps in a day or something like that. You know, it might just be increasing your steps. At the moment, it might just be getting 5,000 in, if you're like me, being stuck at home. So how much time will it take to carry out my DMO? So no 2 DMOs are the same. When me and my team posted all ours into this group, not one was the same. They're all different. So you work out how much time you can commit daily. Like not, oh, I can do this on Monday, I can do that on Tuesday. It has to be daily. So you don't want it too long and too overwhelming. Okay, so you need to remember that your DMO can be done in small chunks of your day. For example, you can post a message while cooking or doing the dishes. You can follow up prospects as you sit in your car waiting for children to come out of school. Like, don't make it too long and overwhelming so you don't manage to get things ticked off and you feel like you failed. So if I have this full, I'm not going to tick everything off and I'm going to go to bed at night feeling like I failed. And you don't want to set yourself up for failure. You want to set yourself up for success. So you can post at your coffee breaks or at lunchtime. Personally, for me, I actually gave up watching TV. And I heard this saying not long ago, there's no NMD in TV, and I absolutely love that saying. And also, if you go onto YouTube, if you work full time, if you go onto YouTube and you can watch Emerson Eden's Time Clocks video, it really is good, and how you can work out how to spend your time during the day. Because we all have 24 hours in a day. And again, can you make your day any longer? Like, could you get up a little bit earlier? Could you go back to bed 30 minutes later? Probably we can make our days a bit longer. I hope I'm not going too fast. So my current DMO, what I changed to on the 1st of April. So this has been really important to me through lockdown. Waking up and doing morning affirmations and gratitude. That is something that I never used to do. But when we went into that lockdown around September, October time, and it was dark and everybody had gone back to work and the children were all left home apart from one, I was here on my own. I was getting up in the morning thinking, oh, not another day. I didn't know what day of the week it is. But I had to do these affirmations and gratitudes. Even downloaded an app to my phone, and every half an hour, gratitude comes up, and I love it. It just reminds me all the time. It's a really good app. It's called I Am. So that's really good. And then I get my exercise in. I always do that first thing in the morning. And then to go to my social media, I've built my business mainly on Facebook. I'm only just really getting into Instagram now. Always put a morning inspiration post up after I've done my gratitude and affirmations.
No, that's an app.
Now, I always put a product post up, direct or indirect. So usually it's me taking the product and using the products, not just taking the products. So that's usually my direct post, or indirect might be, is anybody wanting to get stronger hair, skin, nails, or something like that? A business post, I always do direct or indirect. So direct could be that I'm looking for girls that want to earn some extra income. Indirect could be something like, can't wait to catch up with the team today. We have so much fun, even though it's on Zoom right now. Just a quick example. I always put a product testimonial on each day. I add 20 new friends. Now, it's really important here to make sure you're adding your tribe. Don't just add anybody, because when you're adding your tribe, work out who you are and who you want to work with. When you're talking to these people, when you're messaging them, it's really easy because they're just like you. So when I've added my new friends, the ones that accept me, I always message them straight away and I just say, thanks for accepting my friend request. And I don't know what's happened to my screen then. So I'm scribbled over my screen. So yeah, then follow people on Instagram. Someone's scribbling on the screen. How does that happen?
I don't worry, Julia, just keep on.
All right, okay.
Well,
so I follow people on Instagram and message my new followers. That's something that I never used to do. An interaction post, so that gets the algorithm up when people are just commenting on your interaction post. And then on my stories, I'll blog my day and my life with short little videos, boomerangs and stuff like that. That's on the stories. And on Tuesday, Wednesday and Friday, I go onto Clubhouse, the new app. If you're not on there, it's absolutely brilliant. It's at 10 o'clock in the morning. Ross Coomer is on there. It's iPhone only and you need an invitation, but it is an excellent thing to do on your DMO. So I said to the team, let's do 3 non-negotiables, right? So we've got the DMO, but the non-negotiables, things that you do to get out of your comfort zone. Now, this is where you grow out of your comfort zone. People say, oh, I can't do that. It's really scary. It's not. It's exciting. Like the other side of your comfort zone is exciting. So I put down for my 3 non-negotiables to do a daily Facebook Live, which I hate doing, by the way. Add a message on Instagram, because that's what I stopped doing. That was a bit of a weakness. And then message my story followers. Now, if you're not messaging your story followers, you're missing a trick. Like Michelle said, you can put a post up and no one likes it, but then you'll put something similar on your story and 100 people have viewed it. And Facebook shows you the viewers, like, so you know who to follow up. And that's what I hadn't been doing. So your non-negotiables have to be like brushing your teeth. Like, you wouldn't leave the house without brushing your teeth. And they might not be a Facebook Live. You might have never sent a voice note to someone before. It might be a voice note, just something that, it might even be adding new friends, like, oh no, I can't add new people. They're strangers. And, that might be way out of your comfort zone. But actually, it could be really good what happens if you do that, get the other side of your CZ. So make sure you are doing income producing activities on your DMO. So it's all great putting a post up, but there's no point if you're not doing the other bits and pieces. So I like to think of it as maps. And again, I got this off Ross if he's on. Message, add, posts and stories. And you need to be doing these 4 things as part of your DMO. Honestly, it's no good just putting a post up. Your messenger needs to be on fire. And if you're on your stories and you're following up on stories and going into other people's stories, it will be on fire. So I'm going to bring Lisa on at the end of this presentation. And we were trying to work out why our business has slowed down. And it was the messenger. But she's back on track with that now. That's why she's coming up the end. Yeah, there's no point in doing one of these activities. It needs to be all of them. You need to be inviting people to opportunity calls. Also, when you're doing your DMO, if you feel like your weakness is in recruitment, why don't you do your 3 non-negotiables around that? So inviting more people to the opportunity calls, adding more people, voice noting more people. I can't even see what I've written here. Maybe do business poll, business stories with a poll. But if you feel like you don't get enough customers, why don't you base it around getting more customers, putting on more testimonials, sharing your product journey more? But if you're already a leader, maybe you want to develop your team a bit more, maybe do more one-to-ones, do joint lives. I haven't put this down, but get them to host opportunity calls or something like that. And the main thing, keep it simple. Like when I was doing this presentation, I was thinking, am I confusing people? I hope I haven't, because there's going to be a lot of new people that read this. Really keep it simple, stupid. Do not get overwhelmed. Don't overthink it. If you're adding people and posting to your tribe, you've really got nothing to worry about, because they like you, they're following you. Doing the Facebook lives, by the way, I do that because people think they know me. They actually get to know, like, and trust you, and that's why they become your team members or customers. And always be authentically you. I remember I used to look at people and think, oh, well, she's doing this and she's doing that. I can't do reels, I can't do this. But you really mustn't do that, and just always be you. If you go wrong in a live, go wrong. Just like I'm doing the most unprofessional PowerPoint presentation you've ever seen. So there's also power hours. Now, I said before, you can do your DMO in little chunks of your day, which you can. But also, we have power hours now, and this has been incredible during lockdown. The way people from all across different teams have all got together, the way these ladies have got together and hosted the power hours, Claire Black, Emma Snedden, and all the other girls, they're just unbelievable. And you can get your whole power hour, your whole DMO done in 1 hour. I do this now. I commit to 1 power hour a day. They're on at 6:30, 10, 1:30, 9 o'clock. I think it's a little earlier on a Sunday, but they are absolutely brilliant. And you can just commit to 1 hour, and then all I've got to do is my 3 non-negotiables. So I try and get my non-negotiables done first as a priority. Then I can go to bed at night knowing that they're all done. And if you're brand new in the business, Thursday night at 9 o'clock, you don't have to be brand new, but it's excellent for beginners, the power hour. You just talked through it at a really, really good pace. I like that one myself. Okay, so if you are overwhelmed, if you are new, if you're still thinking to yourself, I don't know how to put a DMO together, here's a really simple method. It's even simpler if you want to use this, the 3-5-5-5-3 method. So this is what each number stands for. Just create 3 pieces of contact. So I've said that I probably post about 5 times a day, but maybe you can just do 3. I said that I add 20 new contacts a day and message them. Maybe just add 5. Invite 5 people to look at the business opportunity. Follow up 5 prospects that you've already sent the information to, or invite 3 people to watch a short video. Now, we've got a great short video at the moment that Emma Snedden's put together. It's such a great tool. It's a 3-minute video about what me and some of the girls done through the first lockdown. Also, I get my team to send me a 30-minute video clip of themselves and why they got started in the business and what it's done for them. So if you've got people from different professions and then you're talking to someone, I don't know, maybe it's a hairdresser, I got a video that I can send my team member who's a hairdresser, and we just do that. That's a really good tool. Look, here's the spelling mistake. Most of all, it's meant to stay consistent. I think I did pretty good with the spellings. For at least a 30-day period, like, please don't give up after a few days and think, oh, this is not working. After 30 days, maybe then tweak it. Maybe like, oh, you know, I need to do more of this, or that was actually too much for me. I can't fit that in. But don't just give up after a few days. And remember why you're doing this. And that is my presentation. I don't know whether I went on too long, and I can't hardly see anything on that screen. But thank you for listening, and thank you for inviting me on. Thank you, James. And
well done.
Julia, that was absolutely amazing. It's so fantastic that you managed to go through with all the whatever's happened to your screen. Absolutely fantastic.
To the screen.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never seen it before, but you did absolutely amazing. Thank you so much. And I just absolutely loved your all of your tips. You know, obviously the be consistent, but the DMO, and I've done that 3-5-5 thing. That's absolutely, yep, that's absolutely fantastic. And as you say, having a DMO just helps you, prevents you from getting that overwhelm, doesn't it?
So many people get overwhelmed, honestly, and it keeps you organized and accountable, and it feels so good to tick things off, doesn't it?
It really does. And it's good, as you say, to keep tweaking it, to do it for 30 days and then go back, reassess, see what's working. But as long as you have your non-negotiables and then just go through that, it's absolutely amazing. Now, did you say that you had a guest that you'd like to share her story?
Yeah, I'd really like to. I know she's really nervous. Lisa was in the business 6 or 7 years ago, and she joined again back last year, and she's doing really, really well. But just dropped a little bit because she's just lost a little bit of her confidence, but she's back on the game now from the 1st of April. So it's Lisa Boardman, if we can bring her on, please.
Thanks, Lisa. Thanks, Julia.
Hello, can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
Hello, can
Thanks,
you see
Lisa.
me? Yeah, oh, thanks, Julie. You did really well there, because I think I'd have panicked if I'd have seen all that scribbling across the screen. Yes, so my name's Lisa. Like Julia said, I joined the business many years ago, and then I left for one reason or another, and I've come back because I was desperate. I was on the bones of my backside as well. Going through the menopause last year was really difficult for us as a family, as I'm sure it was for many, many people. And I'd never met Julia before. And even though I've still got a lot of people on my Facebook, Julia sort of like stood out to me. She put something on about menopause and moods and things like that. And that's how I connected with her one fateful November day. So very, very briefly, I am 49 years of age. I am 50 in November. And I have 5 children. I have got, my eldest is 31 and he's got 3 wonderful, well, 3 grandchildren, well, my grandchildren. And I've got 3 living at home. I work full time. One of my twin boys, who they're both 11, you tell how nervous I am. And he has ASD. So I'm working full time. I'm doing this business. I'm a very, very busy mum. So I joined in November, like I said, and I got to SP in 17 days. And I just straight out of the gate, I was on it. I was just, nothing was stopping me. And I got to SP. And then we had a bit of tragedy in the family. And I sort of like took my foot off the gas a little bit, like me at the time. So I was kind of doing it, but I wasn't really, because I just thought, what will people think? People know I can't be this positive person, and I need to be this positive person on Facebook. And that's absolute bullshit. I'm sorry if there's any kids around, but it is. You need to be yourself. And I was trying to be like other people, and that's just not me. That is not who my tribe is. That is not who I am. So I just need to be me. So I was messaging Julia all the time saying, it's not working, it's not working. I'm posting, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And she said, and she kept saying to me, and it was really frustrating. And she kept saying to me, you know what you're not doing. You know what you're not doing. And I did know what I wasn't doing, but I let myself, I convinced myself that I was doing all the right things, that my DMO was on point and I was doing everything that I needed to do, but I wasn't. I wasn't messaging and I wasn't adding people. And there was something stopping me from, contacting people. And for me, the easiest way to get over that fear, when we started our proper DMO and the 90-day game plan on the 1st of April, was messaging people through stories. So adding my stories, going to my story watchers and just messaging good morning or whatever, just really normal, just a nice connection message. And that broke the ice for me. So I do that every single day. The other thing for me was my mindset. My mindset was beating me every single time. Julia sent me a link to a video, and it was only 10 minutes long, and it was basically about the mindset. And that is our best tool and our strongest weapon, and it can either defeat us or it can empower us. So I am choosing to use my mind and my brain to empower me. Also, what we did, which was quite hard, was getting in touch with our why. We can all say, I say it's my children, but my actual why is my son Cole, who has autism. I don't want to get upset, but it makes me cry every single day. I've started doing the miracle morning. So I get up at 5 o'clock every single morning and I get in touch with my why. I do meditation. I've never done meditation before. And I actually record it to make sure that I'm, just to, for my own benefit. And just to see what my facial expressions, because I know what I'm thinking during that time, and to see what, my body does at that time, because your body affects your mind, and your mind affects your body. So I just wanted to see for my own thing. So I get in touch with my why, and my why is my children, but it's not, like I said before, it's an easy thing to say my children because I'm a mom. My why is my son Cole, who's got autism. I read something, a young boy died, his parents, he's got autism like my son, and his support network completely disappeared. He ended up homeless on the street and he died in Manchester at winter. And I read this story, and that could be my son. And if something happens to me, I want to build up this legacy for my son and this business, so that if anything does happen to me, he will be supported. He will be financially secure. Now, I think about this every morning of why I'm doing this business, why I get up, and why I will message people, because that why is so strong. It literally brings me to tears every morning, and that's why I do it. Sorry, I didn't mean to digress. But that's why I'm doing this business, and that's why this 90-day and the DMO is so important to me. So like I say, I work, so I do myself one of these every morning, and I cross off everywhere where I can't work. So I don't feel guilt because I can't do my business. This was $1.99 from Aldi, and I put it behind me, so I see myself in the kitchen. I've got one in my office, so if I'm working in there, I see it there. So every morning, everyone in green is where I can actually work my business or work on myself, my mindset. So you can see the business, I've got 3 hours of an evening. I have got 2 hours in the morning, because the first hour, I don't pick my phone up, I work on my mind. So, and it's interesting, when Julia asked me first thing this morning, I wasn't prepared at all. So I do apologize if I'm rambling, but I found this from the JP Fire event that we did. And these were the goals that I set down for myself straight after that. And when we did the 90-day game plan the other day, they were exactly the same. And I'd forgotten about this. It ended up in my pile of papers, and it's exactly the same. You know, health goals, lose 2 to 3 stone. I've already done that. Give up smoking in March. I started on the 15th of March. So even though I'd written it down and lost the piece of paper, I still subconsciously knew that I was giving up smoking on the 15th of March. So that was really, really interesting. And the other thing that Julia had me do was find out who my tribe was, because who I was messaging. Because I'm not social media savvy at all. I don't know what a filter is. I don't know what a preset is. I don't know how to do that stuff, but neither does my tribe. So I had to do my little stick figure, and I wrote down everything that I am, who I am. I'm a mum with an autistic child. I love my family time. I'm a mum of 5. I'm an older mum as well. I'm a woman as well. I love to laugh. I have a weird, twisted sense of humour. My memories keep me going in the sad times. I love books. I adore history. I'm a little bit of a nerd, but I don't show people that bit. And why not? Because they're part of my tribe too. I'm going through the menopause, so I'm hormonal. There's lots of women out there. And I wrote everything down, even things that scare me. I'm scared of looking like an idiot. You know, I'm scared that my kids don't succeed in life. I'm scared of saying the wrong thing on my lives, but it's 1, 2, 3, go, right? We just do it. So that's me, and my DMO is working for me. I've got my 4 non-negotiables, and it's interesting, when we first started the 90-day game plan, I hadn't started working on my mindset, and I only managed to do on my DMO the 4 non-negotiables that I set myself, which, you tell me, that's this, knowing there's 4 things that I had to do. And I only did the 4 things that I said that I had to do every single day. I just got rid of the rest of it. I stopped posting on Facebook. So our mind is our greatest weapon. And some tough love from my upline. Julia, you're absolutely amazing. Thank you very much for listening to me rabble on. I hope somebody got something from that.
Oh, Lisa, that was absolutely incredible. It really, really was. And huge congratulations for getting to SP in 17 days. Like, how amazing. And you just go to show that, you know, that your why needs to make you cry. And as you said, when you go back to what your why is and just really focus on exactly what it was, and in your case, your son, and that's what gets you going and makes you, you know, work on your mindset, and you're doing your miracle morning. So absolutely fantastic. Well done. And you've got the most amazing upline with Julia. She's absolutely incredible. So thank you so much for sharing. We really did get a lot of value from that. And so next we've got back our gorgeous Millie Jervis Stringer, who's an EMD in the business. So I'm just going to run through a little bit about her background. So Millie is a fitness enthusiast, a nutrition and health and lifestyle BSc graduate. She said an easy yes to the Juice Plus products.
Paula, hang on. Isn't it Geoff now?
Yes.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay. Sorry.
Sorry, we're getting ahead of us.
Yeah.
Sorry. Go on.
You're fine. Sorry, scared me a little bit. I totally wasn't ready for that. So, panic station's over. Okay, so guys, thank you so much, Lisa, for sharing the story. Amazing DMO nuggets from Julia. Yeah, so basically we're moving on to Geoff. So Geoff is a registered osteopath and is a founder of the Atman Clinic in Tunbridge Wells in Kent. He also sees patients from his London's practice in the city. He practices integrated osteopathic medicine, combining many different complementary medical methods and naturopathic principles. He teaches internationally and is often invited to speak at international conferences. So we're super lucky to have Geoff working with us and speaking for us today. He has a special interest in bioenergetic medicine and the body, mind and spirit connection. Geoffrey recommends Juice Plus to all of his patients and as one of the foundational pillars of health. So I'm super excited to welcome Geoff onto the call. So are you there, Geoff?
Yeah, I'm here, Millie. I was a little bit freaked out as well, actually, because I thought, oh my God, do I go at the end or what's going on? So anyway, glad we're on schedule. Look, I'm conscious of the fact we've run a little bit late, so I will be as quick as I can sharing the information that I have with you all. Hopefully you can see my screen. Is that working, Millie? Can you see that?
We can see, yes, we can. Perfect.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, thanks. My name's Geoff. I'm an international marketing director with the Juice Plus company, and I'm very passionate about what the products and what the company offer us as we inspire healthy living around the world. We've built a remarkable team in 18 countries, and all on a part-time basis, because I run this business very much alongside my practice and my other business commitments. So it's our fourth business still, but we have a lot of fun doing it. So I just wanted to talk to you guys today about, you know, how you might go about looking for business partners that would aspire to reach the top position in the business. And my journey might illustrate a little bit about some of the qualities that you might be looking for a top leader if you're going to be spending time teaching people how the business works. I started out like any young guy with dreams and a vision. We were having fun as young kids. You know, you then grow a bit and you go to uni, and I chose osteopathic medicine as my profession. I graduated and I started my practice right from the gate, you know, literally getting out of the blocks, getting my qualification. I set up in private practice by myself and for myself, and then started to grow the business. On the left there was my first practice in a little room up at the top there, and then I bought this apartment. And you know, as a young man in my mid-20s, I was seeing my patients from here, living from here. And then one day a man, a herbalist called Malcolm Simmons, came to see me and said, would I consider looking at a business concept? And he was a practitioner, and I said, yeah, no problem. And he showed me how a scalable business model with a company that had lifestyle products. He showed me a 1-5-25. If you don't know what that is, ask the person that's invited you to the call to show you how this works. He showed me how with environmental products, which were the water filtration units and the air filtration units, he showed me how I could change my future as a young man, and I decided to get involved. And we were doing really great on a part-time basis. I was running the business alongside my practice, and then Juice Plus launched. So excited to get fruit and vegetables in a capsule. We went to Dallas, we were at the launch of the product, came back, and then I had a choice to make, because things were really taking off with my business, with the Juice Plus company, but I also had a commitment to be a professional in the medical practice that I had. And I knew I wouldn't be able to do both properly, and I'm very much about doing things properly. And back then, we didn't have mobile telephones, we didn't have the internet. It was all in, very, very manual if you were running the business with the Juice Plus company. And I had to make a choice. And I actually chose to continue in private practice. And I started to grow my business. And I had all the hallmarks of success. These were the different properties that we acquired. And ultimately, I ended up with my dream. When I sat with Malcolm Simmons originally, part of my dream was to have a big Victorian house with the premises, a gravel drive, and you can see it right there, that the universe provided for that dream to come true. And this is, the other speakers have been talking about mindset. So important to create your goals. But you know what? We had 26 practitioners in there, 10 treatment rooms, and it was a nightmare. My dream had turned into a nightmare. I was also practicing in Harley Street at that time, but I was chained up and trapped. And I was mission driven, and I still am. But at that point, the success had trapped me. So I felt like I had the handcuffs on and I wasn't free. And this is when, fortuitously, we had a change in the European regulations around herbal medicines. We lost some of the products we were using in our clinic, and I took another look at Juice Plus. And at that point, I realized the game had changed. So on Friday, the 23rd of September, 2011, nearly 10 years ago, I took another look at the Juice Plus offering. I understood that they had clinical research now that wasn't present in the very early days. We had an online business model, and I knew I had to get involved, and I did. And then I saw what we had coming. We launched new products, this excellent Omega product. We are bringing the Tower Gardens. So I've got this huge vision for the possibilities of what can happen as we inspire healthy living around the world with these remarkable products that the company give to us. And the business model that they provide us with is second to none. So when you decide that you're going to start a franchise with the company, duplication is absolutely key. And really, you need to make a decision about, are you going to be all in on this, or will it be a very part-time, lightweight process? You know, and the thing is, if you're looking for people, if you want to reach the very top levels of this business, you're going to need to find people with a certain type of character and a certain type of vision. Now, your investment into the business is fiscally, it's £50 to get started, but the time that you're going to invest will pay you dividends if you take this seriously and if you become a good student of the business. So your working capital is the time that you're going to invest and the people that you know. And we talked about this at another time when I spoke on one of these calls before. But it's really important to look at your network of contacts and plan who you're going to speak to. Don't miss this important step with the memory jogger. And the qualities you're going to look for in the people that will really reach the top levels in this business with you, if that's your goal, are people that have had previous signs of being determined and wanting to be successful. People who are likable and people who are funny, people who gather people around them. And if they're not hardworking and true to their word, then it's going to be very difficult to work with them, because, you know, there is a certain amount of effort required here, and you do have to be trustworthy, and you do have to live by your commitment to do things. And if you put other people first, so your success is secondary and other people's success that you're working with is primary, you'll have success in this business. And it's really, really essential that people will decide to not give up at the first hurdle. That's absolutely crucial. So we get signed up into the business and we go through this very duplicatable process where we look at the contact list. We have a strategic meeting with the person. We find out, what do they want from the business? What do they want from a fiscal perspective, and what would they like from the standpoint of freedom, the lifestyle, you know, and it's going to be different for everybody, and not everybody will want to reach the top positions. And once we get set up with the virtual office and a bit of basic training, we get their story established, and then we invite others to take a look at what we're doing. And then the cycle of success is this process repeated many, many times. We get involved, We learn the skills with one-to-one mentorship. We start to attend events. Right now they're online, but in the past we've had them in, you know, in regional events and then national conferences, and we just repeat this process with everybody we work with. So we marry the process and we divorce the results, sharing the story, sharing the opportunity, sharing the products. And one thing you'll learn is that NMDs never miss an event. When you look around the events, when you look at when we get going with those again, the people who are at the top of this business are at every single event, and that's why they're getting the success they do. So very quickly, how do we pitch the business idea? You've got to keep it simple, find a duplicatable exposure tool, open the conversation, invite people to take a look. And then we have a sort of a funnel really, where if we invite enough people to take a look, they're going to start to come into the business. And at the early levels of the business, we're going to teach them how to be a good community member. And the positions of partner and partner plus at this point are going to be the entry levels in, and they're going to be enjoying the products and learning how to share the products with others. And then they're going to start to become team builders. They're going to move to the level of senior partner and sales coordinator. And now you've got a small number of people with you. Now, all the while, we've got people deciding and determining at what level they're going to continue to build and grow, or they might stay at this point and be very, very happy in that position. So as we get to the organization builders, qualifying senior sales coordinator and senior sales coordinator, and then eventually the team builds. So we've got fewer and fewer people getting to these top levels, because you know what, in life, not everybody wants to achieve the top position, or everybody wants to take a look at the view from the top of the mountain, and that's fine. We have to accept that. But if you're looking for NMDs, you need to understand how we're going to find them, identify them, and teach them. And at the very end of the process, we have the elite leadership. I'm very, very honored to be an international marketing director with this company, and that's only been possible because we've built a phenomenal team across the world. But you need to understand that the freedom that comes with that comes with a degree of determination and very clearly defined goals. So statistically, we have about 80% of our business are, you know, community members, people loving the product. We then start to see the middle ranking team builders. As we start to look at the percentage of people that get enrolled in our business and the people that make it to the very top levels, if you've arrived here, you're in the top 1% of the people that get started with the Juice Plus company. So it's a very real honor to get to that point, but it will have come with some work. And that's true for any endeavor. I would say to you, if you look around and you look at the people that are having success in life, it's at the very, very top levels in terms of earnings and success, it's the 1% that are making it. So you need to decide at this point where you want to be in that funnel, and what outcomes you want and what kind of lifestyle you want, because it's very much worth the work. So when we start to build, we're going to look for people that are teachable. We're going to invite them to talk to the people that they know. So the potential business partners are going to be invited onto a call. We're going to help that new partner to explain the business to the potential partner. So as an experienced leader, you are going to be teaching skills to your new partner. The new partner is learning those skills while we're doing the exposure process to the potential partner. And all we're asking the partner to evaluate is whether it resonates or not. Does inspiring healthy living around the world resonate with you? Because if it does, we can help you find more information. So it's a teaching process. We've got a new partner hungry for the skills, prepared to devote the time to learn the skills. We are getting paid to mentor and coach these new partners as experienced leaders, and we're just inviting people to learn the whole story about the Juice Plus company and the products, and to see if it resonates. So the goal for a lot of people is to arrive as a partner and then start to progress in terms of the promotions. So Partner Plus is really the first goal in the business. A national marketing director for many, and there are obviously higher levels than that, but this is the ultimate goal for most people with a vision and a degree of drive. So to start, we just want to say, right, okay, if we're going to build a house, we're going to do it brick by brick. Partner Plus is the goal. You get signed up, you order some product for yourself, you're going to find a few customers, and your first promotion, as was mentioned earlier, should be fairly easy to achieve. And that's how we build our business. We're not looking for salespeople. If you want to get to senior partner, you can do it by yourself, but a very small proportion of people like being directly sold to, and a very small proportion of people like to be salespeople. So why not be a business person? Why not be more entrepreneurial? Why not look to build a team? And then we can start to grow with our own volume and the volume of other people that we teach and coach and help. And that way we can go way beyond the volume and the pressure of doing it by yourself. You'll have more than enough volume here to get to that senior partner level. And you can do it as a team and as a group. So that's how we teach our team. Do it with others. People are looking to build a future. People like to be entrepreneurs. They don't necessarily feel like they want to be a salesperson. So if you're going to get to the very, very top levels, we always teach, go for 500 no's. If you do 500 presentations for yourself and for your team as you grow in the business, you're probably going to get to the point where you've had enough yeses as a result of that, because you've been sieving through the no's. So be prepared for some rejection. You're actually going to ask people if they're interested to take a look, and if they say no, it's fine, because that's really part of the process of finding the very few people that you need who will say yes to this opportunity. Now, we've spoken about goals. If you have a certain goal, let's say it's a target like this, and you put a blindfold on, how can you see your goal? So if you don't know what your goal is, if you haven't written it down and clearly laid it out for yourself, you are shooting blind. So by taking the blindfold off, we can at least see the target and get a little bit more focused on what we're shooting at. But if you shoot at the target and you're distracted, and this is why we put blinkers on some horses, because we don't want them distracted what's going on either side of them. So if you're actually focused and tunnel visioned about your goal, you'll get there much, much sooner. So don't get distracted with the peripheral stuff and everything that's going on. If you've got your goal, you will be focused on it, and it will really start to show up for you. And how many of you have noticed that if you want a new car or a new pram or a new thing, this is the car that I like, we've got one of these, you put your focus on it, you decide that's the car you're going to have, and then you're driving around and all you can see is Audi SQ5s everywhere. Who's noticed that? Or if you want a new pram, you're a mum and you want the Bugaboo pram, as soon as you've decided that's what you want, that's all you see around you, because your consciousness is bringing it into focus. And this is really where the mindset is so important. So we have to have these goals, we have to write them down, we have to be very, very specific with the goals from a fiscal perspective, or whatever it is that you want to achieve, if it's positional or if it's body goals or fitness, be specific and make sure you are focused on what's going on, because the commitment to achieve that goal is what will make it happen. And commitment, the definition of this word, is doing the thing you said you would do long after the mood you said it in has left you. This is getting on and doing it when you don't feel like doing it. And this is the key. I would say in this business, it's doing it when you don't want to. It's maintaining that commitment to your goal and having the vision for what the future will bring. So what attributes define someone that makes it to NMD? We've talked about goals. They have to be clearly defined and they have to have an unstoppable, burning desire to succeed. The person that you're going to work with that will reach the top levels will be absolutely in love with these products, very happy to recommend them, and they will be a role model to others. They'll have a catch me if you can attitude, which is like, lead dog gets the best view. If you're a husky and you're in the front, you're leading the team and you get the best view. They always lead from the front and they're the best distributor in their organization, and they're positive. Even when the going gets tough, even when things are difficult, we're going to get to the point where, we're going to keep going. So there's an unshakable belief, even in the difficult moments, the company will be there for us. The product will work. The systems are working. So important that we have our mindset correct. And the top leader will keep things simple and duplicatable. We've spoken about that earlier today. If you've got a simple system, simple tools, you'll succeed. An 8-year-old has to be able to do this business, and they have an impeccable work ethic and they manage their time effectively. This was a skill I have. Thankfully, I can do lots of things within a short space of time. That's why we can run 4 businesses. Juice Plus is one of those. If you want a busy, find a busy person and show them this business. This business is perfect for busy people. The person that reaches the top in this business will never, ever quit. Even in times of adversity, they will understand how they're going to keep going, and they're not quitters. Winners never quit. And they understand the importance of regular events. And again, that's the commitment to be at those events, which is important. They're great fun. Why wouldn't you go? Why wouldn't you be connected to like-minded people? But it's really important that if the events are happening, you're attending. And then finally, we've got the position of being a servant leader. Always put your team members before yourself. If you do that and you demonstrate that, you will be a good leader. People will follow you because they'll know that you're not interested in what's in it for you, you're interested in what's in it for them. And there is one more thing, fearlessness. Look for fearlessness in your top leaders. They will not worry about the obstacles. They will be fearless, and they'll demonstrate that in many areas of their lives, I promise you.
Wow,
So,
that's amazing, Geoff. Thank you. Sorry, I thought you'd finished.
two more slides. I just want to say, keep it simple. We love the product. We want to teach because you're going to build a business that goes way beyond you. Okay. And if you're in this for the right reasons, you're going to have fun. You're going to meet amazing people. You're going to develop friendships that are long lasting, like family. We're going to build professional relationships, and it will feel like we all work together. Look at the fun we've had over the years. Very old photos. 9 years now, coming up 10 years. I love this business. I absolutely am so thrilled with so many of these people are still in our team. They're growing, they're building. We've got clear goals. I will be a PMD one day. And, you can see that the conferences and the connection is there. And it changes things for you. This was me getting my NMD. I was so proud. This was March 2014. Proud moment, a recognition of what we'd achieved as a team. And then if you contribute well and you can be on that stage and you're enjoying the process of the parties and the fun, we've just changed lives. And the view from the top, guys, is absolutely awesome. You can make your dreams come true. You can do whatever you want. For me, it's skiing and cars. And the legacy for the family is the thing that we do this for. For the children that will follow us, we can give them a business that will literally provide for them. And that's why I love Juice Plus. That's why you want to find NMDs. Thank you. I think Helen's on the call, Millie. She just wants to very quickly share her story. I hope that was valuable. NMDs are out there, guys. You just have to kind of love them, nurture them, and to spot an NMD once you know what you're looking for is not that difficult. So Helen, do you want to unmute, please? I think
yes,
you're there
I have unmuted. I don't know. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Geoff?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes. Thank you. Oh, Geoff, that was so good. Thank you. Geoff's just asked me, I'm in Geoff's team, and he's asked me just to quickly tell you my story of how I came to join this business. I'm a physiotherapist. I'm a director of Tees Valley Health. I'm a busy mum of twins, and I also run a small holding business selling Valley Black Nose Cross sheep, if anyone wants any. Before Juice Plus, I was tired all the time. Obviously, twins, physio business, small holding, not enough hours in the day. I used to take those really expensive multivitamins, nothing worked. There's no evidence to show they worked. And I was getting ill all the time. Colds, I got colds, chest infections every year. I was bloated after eating. I got headaches. I didn't have any energy to do any exercise. And I also got arthritis in my hand from doing lots of mobilizations and manipulations as a physio. And it got to the point where I nearly stopped. I nearly stopped doing physio because of it. Geoff introduced me to the product, and I started taking the capsules, and I take the shakes, and I take the omegas as well. You know, within a few months, I'm not joking, all the symptoms disappeared. Literally, I don't get any of that anymore. And not only do I not get any of that anymore, but I'm now able to run. I never used to be able to run for a bus. I'm now able to run. I went from, you know, that couch to 5K app that people get. I went from couch to half marathon in 6 months because I was just like Forrest Gump. I couldn't stop running. I never, ever, ever, I didn't get tired. And not only that, but I didn't get any muscle ache after exercise, which for me as a physio is really, really important. And I originally trained as a professional dancer, and I was always used to muscle ache after exercise, but I just don't get it now, which is really, really good. One of the things I love about the product is I endorse this product. As a healthcare professional, we're not allowed to endorse products that don't have any clinical evidence. You know, this has got over 40 published papers to show the efficacy of the product. Increased cardiovascular health, improved lung health, improved immune system, decreased systemic inflammation, amongst others. So for me, this was a no-brainer. The product is an absolute no-brainer. But I'll just quickly tell you, one of the most personal things that happened to me with the product was my dad, who was 83. He was diagnosed with an aortic aneurysm. He had a repair, got the repair infected at the time, and was on antibiotics. Then he got taken in, vomiting blood, into hospital. And they basically put a little stent in, and they said, he's got 3 months to live. He is not to get a cold, he's not to get any infections, he's not to get anything, because he won't survive. Say your goodbyes. And I have to say, Dad was taking Juice Plus, as was my mum, all my family. He was already on the product. He'd been on the product for about 4 or 5 months. And his immune system's fantastic. You know, he didn't get anything. He didn't get so much as a cold. He sadly died in October last year. And that was because the stent eroded. It wasn't anything to do with any infection. And if that isn't a great immune system story, I don't know what is. And I absolutely love telling everybody how I'm never ill. I'm never, ever ill. My family are never ill. My dad's never ill. My mom, actually, she's been on the product. She's 81. She actually caught COVID, but only because she got tested. She didn't have any symptoms because she's in a home, so she got tested. She had a chest infection and then a UTI all within the space of about 4 weeks. Completely fine. She's got another one, an immune system that's great. Mom, technically on paper, shouldn't have done very well. You know, she's got type 2 diabetes. She's smoked all her life. She's got COPD. She shouldn't on paper have done very well. Mom has done amazingly well. So for me, the business is a no-brainer, the product's a no-brainer. And you know, this pandemic has actually done us a bit of a favor, because everybody's talking about their health. Everyone's talking about how they can prevent getting ill. And we have a product here that is all about disease prevention. My job is all about disease prevention and making people the best they can be. And that's what this product is. And that's why I love the business and I love the product. And I say to everyone, what's the worst that can happen? The worst that can happen is you'll get more money, you'll look good, you'll feel good, and you have more energy. And if that's the worst that can happen, go for it. And that's why I love it. That's why I will always be in this business. And I tell everybody about it. Everybody, everyone that comes into my life, nobody leaves my house with at least trying some of the product, if not taking some away from them. So that's why I really love it. And I'm so, so pleased that Geoff introduced me to it. And anyway, all I can say is have a really good look. You won't look back and you won't regret it.
Wow, that was absolutely amazing. Thank you so much, Helen. What incredible stories that you have. Like, yeah, just so super inspiring, but it's so, so true. You know, we've been through some of the most difficult times in the past year, but, you know, actually, because we've got the best health product, it's allowed us to be able to share what we've got, and people are listening. People are wanting what we've got. They want to know how we are also healthy, you know, aren't they? It's so true. So
we are.
in a fortunate position. You can always tell who is on Juice Plus, and you know, they've got like glow, haven't they? But yeah, just really thank you. And also Geoff, an absolutely incredible presentation. Thank you so much. So many wonderful notes, and yeah, just some great information. So thank you for inspiring us all. So Paula, I'm gonna pass over to you.
A bit of a deja vu moment here. I'm back again. Thanks, Millie. So I'm going to introduce Millie again. So Millie is an EMD in the business, and her background is in health and nutrition. She said an easy yes to Juice Plus after struggling with adult acne and low energy, even though she felt she was healthy and living a healthy lifestyle. She had incredible results on the products, and so she decided to join the business just to get a little bit of extra fund money, which absolutely exploded in 2014 and allowed her to live a life beyond her dreams for the last six, 7 years. So Millie is absolutely smashing her business at the moment, and she wants to share with us how to create a vision for that your team can believe in. So thanks, Millie.
Oh, thanks so much, Paula. I'm so excited to be speaking today. So thank you so much. And just, yeah, thanks to all the speakers as well so far. So yeah, I'm going to be speaking about vision today, and there's been a few crossovers actually. So I'm going to just going to speak from my heart and share with you what I'm really truly passionate about. So I've always been a dreamer. Before I started Juice Plus, I was a pizza delivery girl, graduated from unis in nutrition. You know, I had to pay my bills, so I was, you know, struggling for money, so I had to go to Domino's, you know, to earn that money to pay my bills. But even though I was on pretty much like less than minimum wage, I was always a dreamer, and I'd spend my nights at home on Zoopla looking at houses for like millions of pounds, thinking, one day, Mills, something will come along one day. So I'd always had a vision for the future. I didn't know how, but I knew that something somehow one day would come along and, you know, grab my attention and take me in that direction. So something that I will just share with you is that whatever you focus on, guys, you're going to feel. Whatever you're focused on, you're going to move towards. So if you're focusing on the fact that your business isn't growing, or you haven't got customers, or, you know, that you haven't got any team members yet, you're going to get more of that. So what I'm going to recommend that you do from today is stop focusing on what isn't working, what you haven't got, and think about what you do want, what has happened, and what you can focus on moving forwards. Because you know about the law of attraction, guys, and if you don't, then that's not something I'm going to talk about today. But get yourself on Pinterest and go and, you know, look at some quotes, watch The Secret. It's absolutely phenomenal, because what you think and what you look at, you see more of and you attract. And that is, for me, where vision truly starts, because if you can create something in your mind, you can truly hold it in your hand. And we can't become what we want by remaining what we are. So you have to think about, you know, if you were living your dream life, how would that look like? Okay, so it's got to start with you. You've got to see it and want it, and then you've got to get to work for it. And what an incredible opportunity that we've got with this business to help people with their health, but also to help them create a grand vision for their life, to paint that picture and to invite them on that journey by inspiring people around the world. You know, I truly believe we've got a product that's a necessity, not a luxury. It's something that everybody needs, everybody. So so going back to when I first started this business, I got invited to an event in Manchester. I live in Brighton, and so I got in my car and drove for 5.5 hours, and it was that event that changed my life forever. And Bob and Sue Burdick stood at the front of the room, and they talked about how they'd gone from living in a trailer, being broke, having, you know, I think it's 5 children, and they said that they made $10,000 a week from these little capsules. And my mindset just was, it was blown. And I was like, how is it possible? You know, I didn't know, but I was truly inspired. And those guys were NMD, and I just thought to myself in that moment, if they can do it, I can do it. So I left that meeting with a fire in my belly and with a vision for NMD. So what is your vision for yourself, guys? Like, ask yourself right now, what vision do you hold for yourself? And ask yourself, are you sharing that every day, you know, on your social media and with your team? I mean, do you even know what your vision is? Have you got a vision board? And I know that we've spoken about vision boards already. I'm just going to show you. So I've got 3 different vision boards. So I like to be visual. Oh, it's just falling apart a little bit, never mind. But I've got a vision board for my dream house. So I put this in front of myself where I can see it every day. I've got a vision for my business. So I printed out myself on stage. I've printed out things that I want to achieve and things that really mean the most to me. And what I've done, guys, is I've shared this with my team. My team see that I'm so passionate about vision. So what you want to be doing as well is asking your team, what visions do they hold? You know, how can you help them achieve their visions? You know, what journey do they need to go on to make their visions come true? And then you can collectively work together, you know, and share the mission that we have. So we obviously all know that we've got the most incredible marketing plan to follow to, you know, achieve these dreams. There's incredible. Sorry, guys. So yeah, so basically, sorry, I just lost my train of thought there. So yeah, by using the marketing plan and showing people what's truly possible with, you know, all this information that we've had today, guys, and, you know, really showing that if you just hold that vision close to your mind, you can truly make anything come true. Sorry, I've just literally lost my train of thought there. Sorry, that really threw me. So what you want to start doing, guys, is painting a picture of your dream life. So if you were living your best day, what would that look like? You know, how would you show up? What clothes would you wear? You know, how would you be spending your time? Who would you be spending your time with? You know, how would you feel as your best self? And then get a piece of paper and a pen and write it down, and then create that vision board. And what you can do is you can get your team to join you, and you can have like goal setting sessions and setting a vision together. So really painting that picture of your dream life. So sharing your vision on your social media, sharing your vision with your family and friends, asking people to come on that journey with you. That is how you can truly make your visions feel more real. It's how you can make your visions come true. And by telling lots and lots of stories from other people that have been super successful within the business. So sometimes I remember when I first started the business, you know, I didn't know anybody, you know, there was nobody down in my area that I knew of that was having real success in the business. And I was, you know, introduced by Katie Wren. So having her as my upline was, you know, it was magical for me, because she was this girl that had worked in an office, you know, she had worked for minimum wage with her father, and she'd started to create this dream life. And the way that she showed it to me was by sharing her vision boards. So vision boards have been really super impactful for me. And I saw her go from being this girl working in an office to buying a Mini Countryman, flying over to the USA, you know, creating this massive success. So really, guys, sharing stories is an absolute must for you guys on your social medias to create that vision as well, because people like to see other people win. So, you know, as you go through your journey, of course, share yourself being promoted, share your team being promoted also, and sharing that collective vision that we have as a company. You know, the more stories that you can share, you know, the better. But where can you find stories? So, you know, think about the stories that you've heard today. You know, we've just had Helen on, and she's shared some absolutely incredible stories for the business and for the products as well. So just remember, it's not just your story that's going to impact people, it's stories from other people in the business. And really, we are highly paid storytellers. So, you know, remember, we've got to invite and recommend, and that is what we do. So share everything, guys, you know, your small wins, your successes, you know, and it's all those little things that add up over time to create the success for that vision that you've always dreamed of. So stay around people that are successful, guys. So you might be involved with, you know, family members that don't currently believe in you and don't have that vision for your future. So that's fine. You know, this isn't going to be for everyone. You know, like Geoff was saying, this isn't for everybody. However, never ever let other people steal your dreams because of something that they're perhaps afraid of or that isn't for them. People sometimes project themselves onto us, when actually it might just be because they're in fear and they might just need a little bit more exposure themselves. Some of you might know this story, but my brother, he basically blocked me off Facebook. He told me that what I was doing was a joke, it was a pyramid scheme, and he didn't speak to me for 9 months. He then he refriended me on Facebook, started to take the products, and lost 3.5 stone, and then joined the business and got up to SSC pretty quickly in the business. So your worst critics, or the people that put you down the most, or the people that try and tell you not to do it, might be the ones that could be, you know, the most successful. Sometimes they just can't truly believe, you know, what a simple system that we have and a simple product could be so, you know, life-changing. So never ever let other people steal your dreams, you know, and really understand that people are going to start to follow you. So the other thing I just wanted to share this morning is when you're thinking big and creating your vision, have big goals. You know, sometimes we can go, oh, I'm just gonna aim for 3 customers and 1 team this month. Set yourself a grand vision and go out there and speak to people. Once you fall in love with these products, there is absolutely nothing that can stop you other than yourself. So just going back to surrounding yourself with people who are super successful. And, you know, if there aren't people in your immediate circle, get yourself on social media, make sure that you're turning up to events, make sure that you're, you know, getting on the power hours and the training, because that's where you're going to be inspired. You know, all through my Juice Plus career over the last 8.5 years, I have consistently gone back onto YouTube, revisited old trainings. You know, there's trainings from John on stage in 2016 in Birmingham that I listen to probably a couple of times a month because it reignites that fire. There's so much information out there. So the only way that you're not going to be successful is if you allow yourself to be unsuccessful. You know, you've got to decide and paint that vision for yourself and invite your team to come with you. And it's a time thing. You know, not everybody's going to get it straight away. Sometimes people take longer. You know, those seeds take a little bit longer to grow. They take a little bit longer to harvest. But, you know, if you keep nurturing them, if you keep bringing them along, if you keep inviting them, keep recommending and showing them your success by never focusing on the things that haven't worked, but always focusing on the things that do work, then you will be successful, undoubtedly. Because for me, I failed so many times that I became successful. So, you know, failures actually are not things that are wrong for us. Failures are things that are teaching us lessons. So if you can see a failure as actually something that you can be grateful for, that you can learn from, you again will go so far in the business. So set yourself big goals. When you're creating your vision, think about what your audience want to see as well. So, you know, all those people that you've been connecting with from your DMO, like Julia was talking about, your vision will relate to those people because you will have a similar vision to the people that you're adding, because you will have a similar audience. So what you've got to remember is your niche of people and the people that are going to follow you will be inspired by your vision. So make sure that you're showing it, and you're going to be somebody that people want to follow. So think about, make sure that when you're adding people, that you're adding people that will follow you because it's something that's relating to them. And 100 people that relate to your vision are so much more likely to follow you if you've got a niche rather than just random ads. So 100,000 people are less likely to follow you if you haven't got a targeted audience, rather than 1,000 people that are going to follow you because you are influencing them with your niche. So just really think about who you're adding, because those people are going to follow your vision. Like for me, I'm a gym girl, so there's no point me, you know, adding a load of mummies, because I get up and go out at 6 in the morning and do my walks. They'll be, you know, having their, you know, baby time in the morning, perhaps feeding the kids and things. So for me, it's much more beneficial to, you know, be painting my vision for my future because I'm into fitness, rather than being targeted on mummies, for example. So really take care with your vision and who you're adding, because it all ties in together. You know, what you've heard today on this call has been absolutely, you know, business changing if you go out there and implement it. So knowledge isn't power, it's only potential power. So go and implement everything that relates to you, that's inspired you, that you've heard this morning. So really leading from the front, guys, and showing up as your best self and doing the do. And that's what I'm just going to leave you with today. So are you doing the do? Rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10. You know, are you really showing up? Are you taking your products every day? Are you being the best version of yourself? Ask yourself, you know, what 3 things that you could do from today to level up, and then start creating that new vision for yourself and show up as the best version of you every day. Like Geoff said, even when you don't want to, because that is discipline, and that is what will create you success, because motivation doesn't always last. And remember, we cannot become what we want by remaining what we are. So see it, want it, and then go work for it. And yeah, really invite people to come on your mission and share them your vision through vision boards and all those little tips and things that I've just shared with you. So thank you so much for listening. I'm literally just going to welcome Stefan on. So Steph, if you want to just unmute yourself, and Steph's going to just share us a little bit about his story and his progress so far. Steph actually got promoted to SC last month, which we are super excited about. So are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Cool. So yeah, just want to share with everybody a little bit about your journey so far, Steph.
Yes. Hey guys, I hope you are all well. So like you all know, I'm actually in the beginning, I will start that I'm really, really happy that we are going out of lockdown in the UK. And guys, long story short, I'm a PT from around 14 years. So I basically spend my life helping people with their health and with their fitness goals. And, actually, last year in 2020, after first lockdown, I went for a bit of holiday. And when I came back, I, basically lost my way a bit with nutrition. So, I still trained and stuff, but like I was super busy with my clients and I didn't have time to basically eat properly myself. So, my physique, my performance and my energy dropped down slightly. And on the top of that, I've got an injury in, basically my hips. So basically, because my nutrition went down, I started to feel a lot of pain with my sciatica and my hip joints. And, I was lucky enough to meet Millie. She introduced me to JP and she basically told me about those amazing capsules, which will for sure help me. So basically I jump on the product, I jump on the business, and in a couple of months, in a couple of months and in a couple of actually first days, I felt so much difference. And the product itself helped me with more control around my business because, I didn't need to focus that much on cooking a lot of stuff because I took most of my macronutrients from capsules and from shakes. So yeah, basically guys, now most of my clients are on the product. I combined it with my PT package. And guys, just super simple. My mission always in life was to basically help people to get healthier and basically as well create healthier future for the rest of the world, which is like a massive task actually. But I think I'm up for the job, and basically, if I can tell you what I mean by that, I usually, with most of my clients, I advise them as well to look at their nutrition and at their supplementation, the right supplementation, which our company basically delivers to every one of you guys and all of your families. So basically, I explain it to my clients and they teach their kids how to be, for example, much more healthier. And most of my clients' kids are now on chewables. And because basically, like we all know, it's sometimes not because not only on us, but we as Juice Plus, I think we're supposed to focus on creating that healthy future for the further generations. So like we all know, there is so many young people who basically lack basic nutrition and basic knowledge, in my opinion. So I think we're supposed to be as well people who will educate them on the subject. And of course, if we will educate people now, our company will be moving forward generation after generation. So we will be we will basically be the future health organization around the world. And I think that's my personal goal, and that's why I joined JP. And that's basically my story.
Thanks so much, Steph. Sorry, I was muted there. It's so nice
no problem.
to hear, from a personal trainer perspective, what a massive impact that Juice Plus can have, not just for yourself, but for your clients as well. So yeah, thanks, Steph. Just super excited to see the rest of your journey. So thank you so much for sharing your story this morning.
No problem. See you guys. Enjoy your weekend.
Cool. So yeah, thank you so much, guys. Thanks for listening to me too. So I'm going to pass back to Paula.
Thanks, Millie. Millie, are you going to introduce Dani?
Oh, yeah, sorry, it's me, isn't it? Sorry. Yeah, it's still me, guys. Sorry. So, guys, I'm going to welcome our next speaker. I'm so super excited about welcoming Dani onto the call. So, Dani Kumru is a PMD Club 100. She has absolutely smashed this business, and I have watched her like a hawk for the last 3 years. And she's just been so super inspiring. So previously she was a teacher. She's been in JP for almost 6 years now. It only took her 3 years to PMD, a year to NMD, and she now does business full-time with her amazing husband Ross too. So I'm going to welcome Dani onto the call. So Dani, if you'd like to unmute yourself.
Hi guys, I just want to say thank you everyone for staying on. Like, so much value, such an incredible call, but obviously we do like to run over. That's what we do in Juice Plus. We've got so much value to give, so much knowledge to bring you all. So yeah, thank you for having me guys, and thank you for all staying on. So I've been asked to talk a little bit about my journey and getting to Club 100 basically. So I'll start at the beginning. I started almost 6 years ago now. Can't believe it. It's gone like, it's just been a whirlwind. It's gone so quickly. But at the same time, I feel like I've been in this Juice Plus family forever. When I started, I knew nothing about Juice Plus as a company. I knew nothing about network marketing. Me and my husband were looking for something. So we were looking for something to better our life. We was always really entrepreneurial. We wanted something of our own, right? So I was a teacher. He worked in retail and he was working his way up in retail. So he had like a really demanding corporate job where he was leading his way up to become head of retail. And we never saw each other. Do you know, like we were just such a hardworking couple that were doing everything right, everything to have this amazing life, but we still never had the life we wanted. Yes, we were positive. Yes, we were happy. Yes, we had like our perfect little family, but I wanted more. I wanted to be able to go on holiday when I wanted. I wanted to be able to see my family first and foremost, right? Because people will be able to relate to this, right? When you're husband and wife and you're both working so hard, we wasn't seeing each other. Ross was like driving around the country in his retail job. He would be out of the house. He'd actually get a flight on Monday morning to Manchester. He'd be out of the house like 3 days a week, and we would never see each other. And it was awful because we had like this vision that like, you know, why can't we have the life that we want? Why can't we have dinner together every night? Why can't we, you know, have the things that we want in life? So we were looking for something. So we were looking at opening like our own clothing boutiques. We were looking at a way to kind of escape this life where we was always working, I suppose, right? And then I came across this opportunity completely by accident. I wasn't looking for an opportunity like this. As I said, I didn't know anything about the industry. But what I was attracted, and it was actually Michelle who spoke on this call earlier, who reached out to me, who gave me a message and introduced me to the business. And I was kind of just watching her life and watching the fact that her and her husband, same age as us, our daughters are the same age, they were doing things like going on the holidays to Dubai, going to the places that we wanted to go to. And it looked like she had this life that kind of like I was aspiring to have. So that's what I was attracted to. So I said yes to the opportunity, and to be honest with you, I didn't know it was going to change my life. I just thought I've got nothing to lose. It's a £50 sign-up fee. What have we actually got to lose? So I joined, and to be honest, in the beginning, I didn't do a lot. I started taking the products and I got my own results. Like, felt incredible from them straight away. You know, we've heard all of the science this morning of how incredible the products are, and they truly are. You can't not take these products and feel the benefits of them. So straight away, I was like, back to my old self. You know, I had more energy, I lost weight, and I was just feeling good. And all I was then doing on my social media is sharing the products. I got to SC after a few months, didn't really understand the compensation plan, what it is, didn't understand what being a national marketing director, presidential marketing director was. And this is why it's so important to get to events, because the first time I was exposed to like, right, what is an NMD was my first time getting to an event. So we actually went to our first event in Brighton, just me and Ross, my husband. We had no team at this point. It was just us that went to the event. And Michelle had just gone NMD, and she was like in the VIP room getting her hair and makeup done. And they had like the wall of fame with like people's names on that had hit these amazing positions. And Ross at this time didn't even know what I was doing. He knew that I was spending a lot of time on Facebook posting, but he had no idea at this point like about the business or about what I was doing. He actually took zero interest. He was like, if you're happy doing that, that's fine. As I say, I was earning a little bit of money, but I wasn't looking at it like a serious business opportunity until I got to that event. And I got to that event and everything changed from that day. And it changed because I made a decision that day, and that's all it takes. You guys on this call that want to progress to a position like presidential marketing director, you just have to make the decision. You have to decide. No one can stop you. This business is up to you. We all have the same product. We all have the same compensation plan. We all have the same ability to get to the top. It's you. The difference is you. If you're going to do it, it is completely down to you. And I made a decision that day. So I looked on stage at the people that were speaking. I remember Mary and Seamus were a couple that really inspired me, because obviously Mary was a teacher. If you know the guys from Ireland, Ireland. They're absolutely incredible leaders in our business. And I watched them and I was so inspired, and they had their children on stage as well. And I just thought, she was talking about how they had retired and they were doing this business full time. And I looked at Ross and I was like, are you hearing this? Are you hearing what these guys have managed to do? Like, these people that are talking on stage have managed to like create their dream life. They see each other, they've got time freedom, they're not working all the time. This is exactly what we want. This is exactly what we've been looking for. And they had a commitment wall at that convention where you wrote what position you was going to be at when you come back to your next convention. Now, I didn't understand the positions. I didn't know what payline was at this point. I was still an SC, I was still working with points. But I wrote on that commitment wall, Dani Cymru is a national marketing director by the next convention. Now, I didn't know how hard that was going to be to get there. I didn't know how hard I was going to work. I didn't know how many people I was going to have to speak to. I didn't know any of that. But what I knew is that was my commitment, and that was what I was going to go out and achieve. And it didn't matter what it took, I was going to get there. It was a commitment. Dani Cymru is going to be a national marketing director. And I got home from that convention and I looked at the first time at like the compensation plan, about what it meant, how many people would I need to get into my business, doing a little bit in order for me to reach these positions. And I looked at all of that for the first time. It's the first time I looked at it like a business, right? First, it was about me earning a little bit of money, recommending the products. It's the first time I looked at it like a business. So I got home from that convention and I went SSC that month. So I looked at my pay line. My pay line was actually already there, just needed the leg. Again, I didn't know that because I hadn't really looked at the compensation plan before. I actually had an 18 grand pay line at that convention, but I didn't know I was an SC. I didn't realise that I had an 18 grand pay line. So I went SSC that month, jumped straight onto qualifying national marketing director the next month. And that month when I hit qualifying national marketing director, I quit my job because I didn't need my job. I was all in. Like, I knew this opportunity was going to change my life. I knew that my job wasn't going to do that. Working part-time as a teacher wasn't going to change my life. Yes, I loved my job, but it wasn't going to change my life. And I knew that this opportunity was going to change my life. There was no ifs about it. There was no buts about it. People were on the stage that had got to the top. That was enough. That was proof to me. If they've done it, I can do it. If someone else can do it, why can't you do it? We've got the same opportunity. So nothing was going to stop me. That was it. So I quit my job. And actually that month, and obviously qualifying national marketing director comes with a £3,600 bonus. I took my whole family to Disney World, which was something I always wanted to do. And I was all in from that point. I was like, I am getting to the top. So I obviously had to level up. I had to like look at my dreams and what I wanted. So, you know, it's been spoken about a lot on the call, but things like vision boards, things about what my daily commitments were. And one little tip that I don't think's been said is doing family vision boards really, really helped us, because this is where we got the buy-in from the whole family. So from my daughter, from my husband, like, this is what mummy's going to be doing. Mummy might be busy, mummy might be on her phone a lot, mummy might be talking to people a lot, but this is what she's doing it for. She's doing it because she is going to give you the best life in the world. I'm going to get emotional because it is so emotional when you get your family involved and when you get your family buy-in. So my family were literally right then, and if I look, I've got my vision board in front of me and it's got things on it like Disney World, like Dubai. Me and Michelle were taking our family, I hope Mila's not in the room, Michelle, she don't know, does she? Taking our family to Lapland in December, right? That's something for our family that we're doing for our family because of this opportunity. And getting your family to put things like that up on the vision board so they know why mummy's working hard, right? They know, and they're completely inspired by it as well. This business changes your family's life as much as it changes your life. It's a self-development journey. You grow so much every single day, and the gifts that you give your children through the person that you become through this business is mind-blowing, right? Because you start this business as one person, and to get to the top, the growth and the journey that you go on is incredible. You just literally transform into a different person through all of the gifts that we're given in this business, through the free training, through the self-development, through being surrounded by the positive people. There is nothing like it, guys. There really is nothing like it. So then how did I build my business? So let me go back. So I absolutely did get to NMD by the next convention. Not only did I get to NMD, I actually got the rising star at that convention. So I was up on stage for the first time, getting my hair and makeup done in VIP, which was what I wanted. And my life's never been the same again. So how I did it was literally, I showed up every single day. So every single day, I've never made an excuse. I've never had a day off. Doesn't matter what's going on in my life, and we all have stuff going on in our lives. This has been a #1 priority. And if you want to get to the top, it has to be a #1 priority. It can't be number 4, it can't be number 5, it can't be number 6. It's got to be up there, I would say, in your top 3 priorities. If it can be #1, then it can be #1. I know you've got your partners and your jobs and your family and your children, and you might say, oh, that's #1, that's #2, but it can't start being like, oh, it's your 4th and 5th priority, because it's not going to happen. It has to be up there. Like, and I wanted it. I wanted the success and the life, and I wanted to become this person that was inspiring, that inspired other people so much. I needed it more than I could breathe. It was a top priority of mine. No matter what happens, I'm waking up and my first priority is my business. That was it. I needed it so much that it was never going to not happen, because it was a top priority of mine. And if we want something that much, guys, and you visualize yourself as that person, it will happen for you, right? It's the people that want it the most and that are willing to do the hard work that comes with it that get to the top, right? So everyone knows I've built my business a lot through the Facebook Live. So every single day I'd go live on Facebook. This was a non-negotiable of mine that I've done every single day, get into NMD, get into PMD. It's a little bit different now. So for those of you that follow me, you'll know that I do a lot of my business now mainly on Instagram. And if you want to give my Instagram a follow, it's Juicy Dani, just with no spaces, just Juicy and then DANI all together. And I do a lot of my work now on Instagram. That's my main platform. And it's through things now like my reels, like my stories, like my IGTVs, and like creating that following and finding like-minded people. And these tips have been spoken about a lot on the call, but stories, I think, for us has completely changed the game. Because when we used to post on Facebook, it never used to get a like. We just used to get ghosted. Oh my God, it's sitting there with no like. We didn't know who was looking at it. We didn't know who was interested, right? But stories, I always say, it's like getting winked at in a nightclub, right? Because we're looking at our stories, we swipe up, and it tells you every single person that's watched your stories. And if you get people that are watching them one day and watching them the next day and watching them the next day, guys, they're winking at you. They want in. Don't not wink back, because if you don't wink back, they will be winking at someone else that's doing Juice Plus, right? They will be winking at someone else in the nightclub. You'll miss your chance, right? So if someone's constantly watching your stories, those are your warm market. Those are your people that want in. Those are the people that are interested in what you're doing. I think we have someone unmuted. I'm not sure who can mute.
All right, yeah, I'll do it.
Thank you, James. So all I've done every single day is I was consistent. So as I say, I woke up every single day and my business was my priority. Obviously now Ross does the business with me full-time as well. He's quit his job as well, and we just live our most incredible life. Like, we have everything that we've ever wanted. Obviously financially it's changed our life. We've bought our dream home, you know, we go on our dream holidays. We've completely changed our life, but it's the people that we've become as well that's way more important, and the time freedom that it's given us. So we wake up every day, run our business from where we want to, and it's literally our dream. Like, not only for me to have been able to quit my job, but to do that for Ross as well. And little things like having our dinner around the dinner table together every night, right? Because that's something without this business we wouldn't have been able to have done. So the big things are amazing, but it's the small things of giving me my family back, giving me time with my daughter, giving me time with my husband. It's amazing. And we work on our mindset and our growth and becoming the people that we want to be every single day. It's just phenomenal. I'll just be forever grateful. And this is where I want to give you a couple of tips about recruitment, because for me, recruitment has been key for me growing my business so quickly to the level that I have. I mean, this year I've lost people in my business. I've lost NMDs in my business. I've lost QNMDs in my business. And people will always blame other people. And that's one thing that I've never, ever done. You can't ever blame anyone. Your journey is your journey. And if you're going to get to the top, it's completely down to you. Yes, your team help you along the way and you help your team, of course. But if you're going to do it, it's down to you. Never blame your team. Never say, oh, well, I could do this, but my team are not getting anywhere. Never blame upline, you know, never go upline and go, oh, well, I could do this, but I'm not being motivated. You have to be your own motivation and your own inspiration. You have to motivate and inspire yourself every single day. And if someone's not working in your team, it's simple, like you just go out and get a new team. Every single month since I've done this business, I've always recruited 10 to 20 people into my team every single month. And I'm not saying you have to recruit those types of numbers, but what I'm saying, for me, that's how I've kind of done it so quickly. Always bringing new people into the business. And then the biggest thing is caring about other people more than you care about yourself, right? Because looking at your goal, looking at PMD, if that's your goal, might seem so big. Me looking at PMD plus might seem so far away, right? Might seem like such a big goal to get to. But what's not difficult is looking at people in your team and thinking, who can I help to SP? Who wants to run with me to SC? Who is showing the signs that they really want this, that they can get to QSSC? And helping other people get to where they want to be, you will automatically always get to everywhere you want to be. Never look at it like there's a quiet time, because when you've been in this business for a long time and you know you have got such a big pay line and you have got such a big team, it's so easy to look at your own kind of orders coming in and business and going, oh, like it's so quiet. Look at the people that you're bringing in and help them get to where they need to get to, right? Every single month, and I can say hand on heart, I do this. I do not feel like I've done enough if I've not got like SP points myself, or if I've not helped people to P+ and SP. To me, that is what it's about. It's about bringing new SPs through every single month. So never moan about people in your team not doing anything if you're not bringing through new P+ and new SPs every month. That's what I kind of pride myself on. Every single month, I'm like, right, who can I help to get to P+ and SP? And that's how I build my business. I always look to build new frontline SPs every single month. That's a massive thing for me. If I don't do it, you go again next month. But there hasn't been many months in this business where I haven't brought through like new SPs. Because if you find someone passionate and determined, willing to use your strategies and willing to post and work, getting to SP, you should be able to help someone to get there. So what I was going to say is what I'm inspired by this call, right, is everyone that spoke that's obviously got to like leadership positions, we're all so different, right? Me, James, Millie, Geoff, we're all so different, right? But everyone that gets to the top has got something in common, right? And I'll tell you what they've got in common. They might not have the most followers, right? We might not be the most educated, right? We might not be the people that are the best, right? But we are the most passionate, and we do care about helping other people. That's it. It's got to at some point become not about you anymore, but about how many people you can help. And the best quote that I absolutely love is, don't ask yourself what people can do for you. Ask yourself what you can do for the people, right? And that is where true leader and that is where you really grow, when you truly care about other people and getting them to where they want to be. When I think of my PMD recognition, right, it was on stage in Barcelona. If you were there, it was incredible, right? They had a video made for me where my daughter, my husband, some of my team spoke about how proud they was of me. We had like fireworks, like we stood there, everyone was like screaming. There was 10,000 people in that room. That moment on that stage and how proud I felt and how overwhelmed I felt with like emotion and proudness and the sense of like climbing that mountain, like Geoff said, like getting to the top. The sense of that feeling, forget the money, forget everything else. I want other people to feel how I felt standing on that stage that day. Right, and introducing people to this business every day, people are going to get that feeling, that sense of recognition, that sense of like greatness, that sense of proudness. I want other people to be able to experience that. It's absolutely phenomenal what you get in this business and the person that you become. So I am going to, it seems to be like the trend that everyone's invited someone on. So I'm going to wrap up there. And actually, just to show you what's possible, I had 2 QNMDs last month. And the girl that I'm going to invite just to say a few words, Sharon, actually only started on the 31st of May. Now, I remember that date so incredibly well because it's my birthday as well. I got an inbox from her. She was like, right, I'm starting the business. And in March, she went qualified national marketing director. So what's that, like 8-9 months? Absolutely incredible. So Sharon, if you are there and can unmute yourself.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Hi. This is the most people I've ever spoken to, so I am nervous, so bear with me. But I feel like my story is a little bit different to other people's that I've spoken on this call, because I've actually been in the business before. I reached SSC in the business before, and like it was my dream, it was my vision to go traveling. That was my why at the time, to go traveling, and I managed to do that. I hit SSC and I just went straight to the travel agents, booked to go traveling, and it was just like the best thing ever. I couldn't believe that this business had done this for me, given me what I really, really wanted. And I went traveling, and when I came back, my pay line started dropping, and instead of kind of giving myself another why and something else to aim for, I ended up quitting. And I'm kind of wanting to talk to you as somebody that has quit this business and regretted it deeply. Because I just want you to know, never, ever, ever, ever quit. And that is coming from somebody that has done that themselves before. I feel like, looking back on it, I feel like I let myself down so much by quitting. I ended up kind of looking for something similar. I applied for all of these like sales jobs in Glasgow. I was selling like cold calling people and selling smart meters and stuff. I was like, at one point I was heavily pregnant and I was walking and doing like door-to-door sales, and it was like really icy at the time, I remember. And I just remember thinking, oh, that's somebody with their mic on. And I just remember thinking at the time, why am I doing this? Like, why am I like, sorry, is that somebody's mic on? Nope. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I was going to all these kind of strange sales jobs and looking for something like Juice Plus, and I didn't realize it at the time, but when I look back, I actually think, why was I doing all that? I was going like door to door. I remember when on one of these door-to-door sales jobs, it was really icy. I was heavily pregnant, and the guy that was trying to teach me this door-to-door sales was stood beside me, and he'd given me this script that I had to learn. And he knocked on the door and he was like, right, Sharon, take it away. And I just burst out crying. And I was like, I don't want to do this. And I ended up going home and thinking, right, that is it. I am not doing this anymore. I'm going to go back to what I love. And the reason why I was like looking for a sales job or business job that just wasn't suitable. And so I had been following Dani for a while, and I contacted her, and I was a bit nervous about contacting her. But this time I had my family, I had my children, I had a huge why, and that why is never ever going to end. And so I went for it, just completely went for it. I started from scratch, so from the start, completely new team. I was really excited, and a lot of people might think because I came back in the business, I took my whole team back with me from when I was SSC, and that's not the case. It was the excitement that got me all these teamies. And my first month, I think I recruited 19 people. I was just incredibly passionate, incredibly excited. I was telling people the truth. I was telling people, listen, I quit this before and it was the worst decision ever. I was telling people the truth. I was taking the product when I wasn't in the business. I love the product so much, I was actually using them when I had quit the business. And so looking back and realizing what I had done, I just know now that I am never ever going to let myself down like that ever again, like never. This is where I'm at now, and I'm just going to keep going and keep growing, keep building, and keep inspiring others to do the same. I think it's so important to sell the dream, sell the bigger picture. You know, a lot of network marketers you see on their Facebook just to join a network marketing business. We're better than that. We're bigger than that. We've got a huge, amazing product and an amazing business. So I think selling that to people is really important. I hope that was all right.
And can I just say, not only has Sharon gone SSC QNMD in like 8-9 months, she also has a QNMD in her team, and her pay line ended on what, like 35,000?
Yeah,
so
35.
So NMD is coming this year, absolutely. So
Definitely.
It just shows you what's possible, doesn't it? Well done, babe, for speaking.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me, everyone.
Girls, that was absolutely fantastic. Dani, thank you so much for all of your golden nuggets. And it's just absolutely no doubt why you are where you are with everything that you've shared today, your whole passion, your vision, like absolutely everything. So huge congratulations on where your business is, and as I said, there's just no doubt why. And also Sharon, absolutely incredible story, and you know, well done to you as well. And so for everyone who's joined us today, I'd just like to say a huge thank you. You've been absolutely amazing. All of the speakers, we've just absolutely well, me, I've just taken pages and pages and pages of notes, and I can't wait to put it all together. So absolute gold dust from you all. Thank you so much. And thank you everyone else for listening as well. Thank you for joining us. Sorry that we've run over, but as Dani said, we always aim to give as much value as we can, and we always do. So have a wonderful Saturday, but please put what you've learned today into practice. Don't just, you know, put it away and do it another day. Do it today. Go and do your vision. Go and do, you know, go and get your DMO sorted and put everything into practice that you've learned. So thank you so much, and thank you, James, for organising this and organising everyone. Bye, everyone.
Right. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye. Bye. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.